I think we all do, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to NODWIN Valorant Challengers South Asia. I would love to welcome our lovely YouTube audience to the arena. You guys are watching True Rippers versus Aster Army. Now, both these teams have been very promising in Split 1 as well, but in Split 2, they're absolutely unhinged. Almost unstoppable. True Rippers have won 2 games so far. Aster Army with 1 loss and 1 win. Oh, hey, Kohli! Yeah, there you go. Sorry, he made me stop my point. The simple lack of surrounding knowledge it's kind of appalling over here. That being said, both these teams have had pretty impressive performances so far. True Rippers winning both their games right off the bat. Meanwhile, Aster Army, they have won a game and now they look to just continue moving onwards.
Mim wanted a fist bump over there from Kishi, but he never looked at him, so there was no opportunity to offer a bump. But hey, all these players, interesting pads over here from Aduka. I mean, I think he just came out of the bed and is now like, yeah guys, let's finish this game as soon as possible. I want to get home for dinner and then sleep in my comfy pajamas.
Yeah, I just hope that he doesn't bury his opponents in a grave like that with pants like those. Anyway, I'm not really worried about the outfits, you know. I'm more worried about the outcome of this game.
Oh, that's true.
And more importantly, what the map pool is gonna be like. Both these teams have their strengths and weaknesses, you know. While True Rippers have a flawless record on Lotus, Aster Army are both these teams have their strong maps, don't get me wrong. True Rippers are amazing on Lotus. On the other hand, Aster Army are godlike on Ascent. On every other map, they have like some 40-50% win rates, which is something that you can ignore for the time being because they're kind of equal on those parameters. But will they play to their strengths? Is any of these maps going to be picked up today? That will kind of determine what the game looks like.
Discussions happening. What I'm excited to see, as you correctly pointed out, is the map selection. What does the map veto give? True Rippers previously tried Split, were not able to close out even though they had a hefty lead. Somehow God's Reign were able to come back into the game and push it to overtime and win it out from there. Although fairly easily they closed it out on the map of Pearl. So that wasn't a challenge for Team True Rippers. I'm sorry, for the side of Team Aster Army that time around. So what map selection do we have? How do these teams want to play? Those are the 2 big questions right now. Mazel Aduka, all of the players of Team Aster ready, and we are also ready for the game to begin.
Let's get the show on the roll, ladies and gentlemen. One of these teams will get a guaranteed spot in the playoff if they are able to win this game. Considering that the remaining matches that they have are relatively easier and they've already defeated God's Reign. Both these teams have defeated God's Reign, which is one of the stronger teams in the mix of this group. So they are out of the danger to some extent. The only other team that can probably stop them is Godlike, but they are yet to face the music. True Rippers go for a Pearl ban. Understandable. It is okay. Now that is a targeted ban right there, ladies and gentlemen. Aster Army get rid of Lotus right away. True Rippers have 100% win rate on Lotus so far, and they did defeat Aster Army on Lotus last time with a scoreline of 13-5. So it makes sense that it's out of the picture.
All the True Rippers, they still go with the map of Split, and that is where Aster played the Gecko, right? Aduka on the Gecko. That is something interesting. Will we see the same agent comp by the side of Team Aster? Will be interesting to see. True Rippers are still confident to pick that map. The next 2 bans will be Fracture and Bind. No Bind. Come on, Aster. You should have let it pass through. But the Decider is going to be the map of Ascent.
Now, Ascent is actually quite a strong map for a team like Aster Army. While they have like 40-50 something % win rates on almost every other map, they have like a 60% on Pearl. On Ascent, their win rate is a whopping 71%. And guess what? In the entirety of VCSA, they haven't lost a single game of Ascent. They did lose one in the open qualifier all the way back in February. But ever since then, they've gone undefeated. They even beat Orangutan on Ascent. So if in case we do get map number 3 today, then Aster Army has a real good chance of winning.
Oh, let's see though, True Rippers. This time around, they also have a Gecko in the comp. And it is Ayu who is rocking that agent. Kishi with the raise, Aduka with the
Alright.
jet, so no more Gecko for Team Aster. Army Marcel will be there with the Cypher. Interesting. And there is a double controller setup being played from True Rippers. Wimp on the Viper and Disrupt on the Astra. And there's a double controller too. Are you with the Gecko and Techno? Oh my god, that's a very weird comp, and I'd like to see True Rippers run it.
I know, right? I was confused for a second. Like, are you picking up Gecko? Usually it's Aduka who picks up the Gecko, you know. He picked up a Gecko last time and Astorami did not have a good time in that particular game. So I guess they learned from their mistakes and went back to a more standard composition of the double duelist with both the Raze and Jet being picked up. And Aduka on Jet is absolutely cracked. Don't get me wrong over there. So I think Astorami does look pretty promising, but True Rippers will need some really strong gimmicks if they want to get this map in the bag for themselves.
Ooh. Let's see, though, the pistol round. It is going to be a complete beat from True Rippers. And also, Aster is not ready because it is just Muzzle all alone on this side. He has a one-way setup, has a camera and a trip to support too. So there's dash from Kaizen. Is going to be of supreme importance. Now, Techno with the Trailblazer should be able to get rid of the Trailblazer fire, and that is. But Kaizen, he jumps on the boxes, is able to take down Marcel, and suddenly Aster find themselves in a 5v4 retake.
Yeah, Marcel got bullied over there. His setup was destroyed by the Trailblazer, plus the stun from Astra. It's perfect. Disrupt helping out his teammates really well. And now they have this almost unbreakable crossfire. 2 on pillar, 2 on backside. The flashes are perfect from the side of Techno, and he's holding everyone on Astra Army back. Wimp strikes, the wingman concusses them, and Techno goes unhinged. Kishi does get a double for his trouble, but unfortunately that's all she wrote for him.
That's a pistol. That's a pistol for Team True Rippers. I mean, how much can even Kohli do? Nothing. Yes, not even a single frag, and True Rippers. Good entry. I mean, the Trailblazer breaking the tripwire, then the Jet dashing on top, just disrespecting the one way that Marcel had set up. And now I'd like to see some adaptations in the upcoming rounds from Marcel for this B side. You cannot throw those tripwires down because it will be cleared by the Trailblazer. So what do Team Aster do? This is going to be an eco-simple round. Should be a fairly easy round for True Rippers to win. Unless they run into that A stack that has been thrown in by Aster Army. And it doesn't seem to be the case because they want to poke and prod mid. And maybe end up on the B side because again Wimp is playing very passive on the same main position. Just making sure that the players of Aster are a bit paranoid. Someone could cross behind this Viper wall. Playing with information. And he is going to have a welcome party. 4 players, gets one, but then Kishi trades it out. But that is only a ghost recovered, and on the back of it, look at the reaction. True Rippers, they know because he saw 3 players. They know this is a stack towards the A side, and the B side will at max have a single player standing. Ayu instantly gets the spike down, and this is going to be a 4v4 retake.
Pets galore by True Rippers. Cutie Wingman goes for the plant, meanwhile Trailblazer clears the path for Kaizen into defend his spawn. And yeah, these little gadgets and these little helpers, they can be quite useful, you know? If there was a raise on True Rippers, you could probably add Boombot to that list. But that's enough little pets for today. Now you go down to the guns. It's a 4v4, so there is some hope for Astorami, although True Rippers have so many better weapons and the shorties don't have the range to carry on. It will most likely be a farming day for most of the True Rippers team. If Kishi can get one exit frag, though, it will be nice, although he will only drop a Spectre at max. The more expensive weapon, the Phantom, is still available with Kaizen.
The good thing for True Rippers, Aryu will have the Thrash ready if he's able to get one orb. So that is a huge ultimate that will help in a small map like this. It will give you the entire side, and you probably hit towards a side where Marcel is playing because he will be retained. His usual won't be of any use. So I'd like to see some adaptations coming in from Team Aster, or maybe even True Rippers to how do they use that fish to their advantage. He is just one away. So let's see True Rippers, how do they want to play this attacking round?
Oh, it's gonna be a fast one, it seems. Oh, Marcel. Good taps. Didn't even wait for his utility to get activated. He just continued firing away. And that's a good spot to win screens. There's still one of his trips activated, so It could be dangerous if True Rippers decide to overextend, but with the wingman already planted the spike, they all fall back towards A main, and Aster bring the heat. They are going all in with these fights. The flashes are perfect. Disrupt is blind as a bat, and Aster are easily able to retake.
Great first frag found by Marzel. That's what helped them. It just helped them get into the retake entirely. It could have been very difficult if Kaizen was in the side, if he was not taken care of early on, because this flood couldn't have come in from A main at that point of time. But hey, good recollection of aim. Look at this, he is shooting a trailblazer and suddenly just snaps onto Kaizen. Unlucky lad, I'd say, Kaizen over there. But yeah, rounds like these is what Aster will take easily.
Well, here we go once again. Both the teams with all the weapons on board are now looking to barrage their way inside. Aryu has the trash available, and to counter that, Kishi has the showstopper. With both these massive ultimates online, I wonder which one of them will pop first. Or maybe none of them will be activated in this round. They're trying to make contact on mid, and that's perfect. The nades and the flash help Kishi get at least one kill, and then they instantly disengage. And that's Techno down, so no more flashes available for the side of True Rippers. That will significantly reduce their execute power. Well, maybe they won't need flashes if they're able to cut lines of sight really well. With Wimp and Disrupt still available on the board, they still have ways to get inside, but they've already captured the top of mid. They've already gotten to vent room. And after this, the ball is in the court of True Rippers. They need to make moves. The rotations that they were hoping to draw out from Aster, they're not here. So what next?
Not ready yet.
They are heading towards this B side. They want to crunch it from mid. The flash is just perfect, and Aduka peeks on the back of it. Yes, I mean, you do use your trash, but it gets nothing. Nothing at all, and it is in a spot where you cannot even recall it before getting that frag first.
30 seconds
So Aster,
left.
they find a good answer to this execute of True Rippers. They find the first frag bait, then get that perfect guiding light connected onto Kaizen. He gets peeked too, and True Rippers suddenly find themselves in a 3v5 situation.
They found my
He doesn't want to engage. He wants to give them the illusion that the site itself is empty, but Kishi's available over here. You never saw that coming. Wimp is trapped. At least the wingman gets the spike down, so he has some hope, and he got a flash kill. Boiled it down to a 1v1. This was almost an ace from Wimp. Jesus, it wasn't supposed to be this close at all.
My god, somehow Aster just saved it. And this will put a dent to their economy. They shouldn't have lost 4 players there, but hey, True Rippers, great job from Wimp. Just gets the 4th obnoxious frag while completely flashed. True Rippers, they will have to strategize around the plays that team Aster are throwing towards them. Oh, Wimp, look at this, gets the 2nd, the 3rd. Now he's just blinded. He saw Dogzer just try to, peek out of a heaven and just goes for the instinct shot, even connects that.
Yeah.
But hey,
I mean,
Aster still win the round.
Aster's got the first 2 kills on the back of the guiding lights. And they ended the round also on the back of the guiding lights. I wonder what would have happened if he wasn't flashed, maybe he could have actually completed the ace. But yeah, True Rippers, they need to be wary of these guiding lights, you can't afford to lose too many guns because of that. Kaizen this time having a hero vandal. He's gonna be the one to barrage into the site. He has to be the tip of the spear once more, but he just simply doesn't find an opportunity. And because Marzel has been playing in such a unorthodox fashion, always changing his tripwire setup, he can't even dodge them. So they take it slow. Creep up towards the top of a ramp. That's what the Viper Wall facilitates them to do. And this time there's no trips toward the vent region, so in case they change their mind, they have an option of falling back as well, while the rest of the team also lingers outside of B. The spike is just on the bottom of mid.
I must wait a moment.
Satu instantly now rotates back. They are giving away mid completely. They know that this pivot will come in through the mid parts of the map, and it is an eco for True Rippers, so it's better to fight the mid at a distance. And that's where Aduka just comes in, gets that first operator pick, disrupt, blindly just peek there. Dogzer also finding a lucky frag, I'd say, onto Kaizen, because if he did not jump, that headshot would have never connected. And now Kohli will be put to a challenge, and he's always good for one. Always good for one, and that's what you need. Aduka gets the 2nd. Kishi just comes in, Ferrari peeking, and Aster. They get their 3rd round.
you
Aster
up.
Army are very comfortable giving some map control to True Rippers every now and then. I mean, they let them get into vents, they let them get up ramp, but after that, they don't let them come forward an inch. They know exactly where the front line is, and they don't want to let go of it. The AWPing from Aduka, that was bound to give them some frags, but every single time True Rippers come up towards mid-mail or try to take B-Heaven control, they either get killed by the guiding lights from Kohli or the paranoia from Doxer this time. So that always remains a problem for them. On the other hand, whenever they are fighting aggro towards A main, Marcel also knows exactly how much he wants to fight, you know. If he misses the first contact, that's okay, he will let them pass. And then he will just make sure that they can't get into the site and plant very easily. He's open to letting them have a tower control every now and then as well. Which is okay, it's some control available to the side of True Rippers at the very least. With them having vent control almost every time, okay, not every time. I remember this one round where Kishi and the Rays were playing from there. So at that time, they were able to give True Rippers quite a good run for their money because they were fighting very aggressively. But every now and then, Aster Army just disengage, and that's amazing. This puts True Rippers in a very difficult spot because they don't know where exactly the fights are going to take place. And Aster Army do this all without going super aggressive or without pushing in too deep. They just play on timing.
And now Aduka will be set up mid with that operator. This will help the players around him to, you know, just keep rotating, keep floating around that operator they have present. So it'll be again another difficult round. It is a B pop, I think, of sorts by True Rippers that is being attempted. I think on the back of the Seekers, they will try to get into the site. Or maybe, alright, they on the very last second try to adjust. And let's see, Aduka is being set up with the top, does not choose the correct angle, but all the other paths are just being watched, are being bombarded with utility, and True Rippers suffer early damage.
Yeah, but they can still recover from this one. This is the first time that Aster Army played super aggressively. And look at Aduka, already repositioning.
Again.
Couldn't find anything towards mid, but he's more than happy to push out a B main.
Let's see though. I mean, how challenging can that fight be? Because Disrupt was still holding the angle. Wimp on the other hand just takes out the curious Marcel that he was. He tried to push up A main, he tried to take up space. Hoped he will be able to get that perfect flank, but everything just gets denied by Wimp. Kishido with a showstopper gets one, but Wimp is again present with the trade. The pit, it should essentially just secure the round now.
Wimp might just be the MVP of this round. He cleared so much space for his team, allowing them to get inside. And now the pit has this site on lockdown. Aduka playing very cheekily, trying to get the shorty frag, but at the end of the day, he will be forced to fall back. At least the pit has been dealt with, so now Aster Army can continue retaking, and even Techno's low, so it's almost 2v2. But they have to act quickly. Goldie, he does act quickly, really fast on the trigger, but Doxer now has the positions of only one player. He doesn't know where the Astra is. He can only assume she's far away, but he doesn't account for RU to wrap around. Amazing stuff from True Rippers, yeah.
I mean, for a second I was worried as soon as Vim decided to just, for some reason, push his own pit. I mean, yes, there was a flash from Techno, but it was really not necessary, so I was a bit concerned. But yeah, they wrap it up cleanly, they wrap it up quickly, and True Rippers find themselves the third round. But then again, bear in mind, this is all possible because Marcel went exploring A main. If he did not make that play, if he was still sitting inside, True Rippers would still have been left with no information and no ground control.
I mean, I still can't blame Marcel, you know. He didn't overextend as such. He was just trying to peek away. How? Oh my goodness. We'll discuss why later on. This time Kishi is bringing us how. The big question is, how did all of them survive? So much utility from either side, and both these teams refusing to budge. It's a 3v3 fight towards A ramp.
And it's only Kaizen who falls. So that's again an advantage for Aster Army, and look at how quickly they disengage. They know they have Marcel's ultimate ready, but does he check this angle? He does not and gets punished because of it. Aduka though won't be able to get the trade either. Now with the blades, he is testing his luck in swords, leaves Aduka on 50 HP for Disrupt. A good job done in terms of equalizing the number, and now Ayu can come back B main. If there is an op available, he can get that op, get that fish ready back up. but there isn't any orb left. So yeah, you need to get a frag or maybe a plant to get the Thrash back online. The Flash will again bait out that shot from Aduka and confirm his presence. But still, True Rippers, the plan is still not visible. It is going to be a B split after all.
30
But
seconds
Aster
left.
are ready with their waiting arms open. 3 players on site to tackle them.
Oh my god, I don't have a good feeling about this one. True Rippers are about to walk into a trap. At least they're doing everything they can to clear all the angles methodically. And there comes the trade. Kohli does bait his teammate for a second, but he re-aggresses really nicely. Timer. That holds True Rippers with their backs against the wall, but they're able to barrage through all the
What a
defenders.
TP!
No. He might just kill the planter. Techno comes to save in the day.
Dog, so that was a 300 IQ play. I completely agree, because if the player
Let's leave
is
whatever happened
sticking
to
the
the
spike,
top.
if you get the spam, you just need to run. You need to run, and there's a big pillar to support you in doing so. It was a great TP, but it does not yield the desired result. Good attempt from Kohli, but all these players, even Aduka, needed to find at least one to give Kohli a chance to help his team clutch the round. This TP was brilliant. Only if he was able to connect the spam. That did not happen, and then Techno was there for cleanup duty. So True Rippers, they get around, they get the 4th round, break the economy of Team Aster, and force them to take a timeout.
I think this timeout was inevitable. There was a point in time when Aster Army were changing their setups quite often, and more importantly, changing the position in which they fight really nicely. Sometimes they would aggress out of mid, and by aggress, I only mean flash and peek out of mail or peek out of vent. There was that only one round where Aduka really pushed in a bit too deep towards mid, and then he pushed in again towards B main. So with that aspect, Aster Army, in the limited rounds that we've seen so far, they are trying a lot of new stuff to make True Rippers uncomfortable. But True Rippers and their win condition on the A side remains unchanged. Whether it's Wimp clearing the path for his team as a lurker, or whether it's all of them hitting the A side with brute force and planting on the back of the wingman. True Rippers have been fairly successful in this region, and that's probably why you see Aster Army. Since this is the Nico, that's probably why you see them stack the A side. This is the stronger side for True Rippers, at least for the time being.
Back to me.
Oh, True Rippers,
Right there.
wary about that. I mean, Wimp always plays the exact same position, so you really cannot contest him. And yeah, I mean, he goes in, sees Aduka. He is lucky to not get his head taken off, but Aster did not. Considering that the players will push in from behind to the molly to buy some time. Wimp, he is just trying to run away. The vulnerable player will be taken care of. Kishi thought the Wimp would be too much of Furat to run back. He isn't. He stands tall. He gets the frag and helps his team get back into the not get back, but give enough information so that they are able to get into the B side. The plant will be there, and he still will be the slow lurker behind all the plays that Team True Rippers are making. It is just classics, except for a couple of stingers and one stinger, one spectre, and Aryu. He's just dealing with everyone. Even Techno comes in, gets another frag to his name, and Aduka and Dogzer, the last 2 players remaining.
One enemy remaining.
As long as they can get at least a couple of weapons relieved from the hands of True Rippers, it would be nice. But True Rippers
Only
actually
one.
maintain their economy quite well. Lose only 1 player in the process. Now, this is essential, you know, because both these teams have been trading rounds back and forth. The max win streak that they have been able to achieve is 3 rounds. And while that is true, they lost a lot of their weapons. All of those rounds boiled down to 1v1s and 2v2s and whatnot. So neither of these teams have been able to build up an economy. Aster Army, yes, they have a little more money than True Rippers, but it's not like it will last them forever. There's still quite a few rounds left in this half, and they might just face those economic hurdles once again. But there is one thing that Aster Army have plenty of, and those are the ultimates.
This time though, the Trailblazer clears the position out, and Aduka misses the shot. Kaizen says thank you very much for the frag, my man. And Aster once again lose a player early on. Now I'd like to see
Wimp
some
on the lurk again.
variations. Oh, that's something you will constantly need to be worried about. And just on the back of him securing A ramp, him securing A main, just on the back of it, True Rippers are happy to hit the site, and why not? It will be a maximum 2 player stack towards this site. There is a player watching CT. Kohli is trying to watch CT, but now with the thrash, it shouldn't be difficult. The tripwires are also being cleared. The molly to help regain control of A heaven, And Aster, this is the fight inside that they'll have to take. Kishi does not get anything. There is a molly on his feet elbow. And the wingman is planting to make things worse. Two Rippers are offering no bodies on site. Finally, though, Kishi will be able to take Kaizen down. Where is the refrag? Techno is low. You need to be careful. But Aryu finds that frag onto Kohli. Random spam through the box connects. And Wim once again closes the round. True Rippers find half a dozen.
Good push by True Rippers. They are just unrelenting. They send the trash all the way inside. They don't even like make a return so that Aryu can recapture it. No, he's fully committed to the play. And yeah, they pause for like a second just to make sure that Aster Army don't flank them or whatever, but they continue assaulting regardless. Now, Aster Army also did quite a few nice things to keep themselves alive. That smoke placed by Doxer in the nick of time gave it gave the Rays a little bit more space to work with. It kept Kishi alive for a few more seconds. Even the Seekers were invested to make sure the True Rippers don't go uncontested over here, but it still didn't affect True Rippers.
And that Trailblazer only spotting Wimp will literally give no information. Because all his team could be on the B side and he will still be present in that position. Marcel though, the hero rifle gets one, only one. There is a lot of damage being dealt out to Disrupt, but he will be patched back up once Techno reaches his teammate. So yeah, True Rippers, they shouldn't have a problem closing the round from here on out. Because what they have to deal with are 3 Sheriffs and a Spectre from Kohli. And they just have superior weapons, even better ultimates. And then you always have Wimp in your back pocket to help you get that frag onto this A side.
Wimp is so annoying. He's always able to find a kill on A main. And that too, he's so patient, you know, because what a whole minute has passed and Aster Army are curious now because they haven't seen any presence anywhere else. And the moment they try to peek out,
30 seconds left.
Aster though are diving into the side, they do want to defend it out. And if any of the players of Aster get the frag, Doxer, he jumps out of heaven. The contact has been activated, but Disrupt takes care of Doxer. Techno gets that frag onto Kohli, and Kishi left in a 1v3. A bird in his face, but still is able to get one. That's impressive. Just before Wimps takes his head off, and True Rippers get their 7.
sheesh, True Rippers look unstoppable now, don't they? Aster Army played a similar composition with the Gecko last time. But at that time, Aster Army started on the attacking side and they were just simply not able to get anything done. Aduka literally gave up on the Gecko and he's back on the Jet. But now True Rippers are showing us how to really make the Gecko work on Split. They took Aster Army's ideas and worked on them, refined them, and sharpened them quite a lot. Doxer losing a major chunk of his HP over there. But while you are forced to relinquish control of B main, and while Doxer can get heals back up, there is a win condition over here, and that is Kishi going deep into mid. Aduka most likely will be first contact, and he can always dash back. But if True Rippers think that Aduka is the only defender over here, then they will be sorely mistaken. He doesn't dash back, and Kishi holds his ground. This might just bait True Rippers into thinking this position is empty.
Do the check, that's the biggest question.
Yeah.
Kishi won't have any support. Mazel is still trying to jump spot. He also has a showstopper ready. He could have used it as soon as the Cypher ult went in, but no, he doesn't.
Oh no.
And then the Trailblazer does not check. He gets one out of Kaizen, and suddenly Techno. What? Guys, what is happening? Where is this player located? He shows himself, gets that frag to an Aster. They should.
Alright.
From our I go to show videos now again, Disrupt is still available, although the spike is not with him. So they should be able to secure the round with 30 seconds left on the clock. I see.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, Aster Army was setting up Kishi for success all throughout. I mean, Marcel didn't even need to jump spot. He was just doing it to make True Rippers check him first rather than go look elsewhere.
Obscuring vision.
That worked out flawlessly, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they never thought that there is a player.
10 seconds left.
Disrupt gets one, and yeah, that's the disengage from Aster. They know not enough time. No peaks needed because you do not want to lose more rifles. Although Kishi says, yeah, guys, I have a lot of money, I can afford that peak, and even gets the job done. So that's great. Aster find themselves the 4th, but I'd say True Rippers have done more than enough in this round. Although the composition that they're playing with, they will face some challenges onto their defensive half. For 7 rounds, maybe an 8th one too, if they're able to hit some crazy shots, that is a decent half on the map of Split.
Honestly, yeah, the 7 round half on the attacking side is decent enough. Sure, the lack of a sentinel might just cause some problems for them on defense, but at that point, Wimp will have to act like a pseudo sentinel to make up for the actual lack of a real sentinel. And Wimp can be quite a good anchor in situations like these. Plus, his Viper walls are also quite annoying on the defensive side. He changes them very often, and he has like 3 or 4 setups of that wall. And True Rippers is the kind of team that will just drop it at a moment's notice, and then they will just fight out of it. So True Rippers do have some surprise elements, and Bimp is gonna be a major factor in that second half. But for now, we are still focusing on the last round of this half. It could either be an 8-4 or a 7-5. I think True Rippers will be happy with the outcome regardless. But Aster Army really need to get something done. Yes, they do have a lot of firepower in form of Kishi going into the second half. The double duelist really will pan out for them. But they still have to make their stand over here.
Start this party.
Duka's 1 point away from the Blade Storm. Kishi's already got the showstopper. I want to see if he pushes out. I want to see one crazy satchel movement
out of
which
my way.
brings him all the way to the other side and blows the enemy up into smithereens. I don't think we'll see that just yet. Vandal breaks the
What a
Trailblazer, but then
shot.
Duka peeks. This made True Rippers completely unaware about the position of the AWP. And now that Wimp is dead, it will be so much easier for True Rippers because he was the one responsible for getting his team into A site. You know what? They don't go towards A site instead. They're heading towards B, but that's not where the spike is, so this could very well be a fake. Unless they get all the kills.
That's just unfortunate. I mean, Ayu gets another frag. The side is completely yours. Only Doxer is the one who could really change the round, but he also gets taken care of. What a flash though from Techno. I mean, his position was known. Doxer's position was known because Disrupt heard him TPing there. What a great flash to just get that frag. And now Kishi initiates the showstopper, but does not get the frag. Techno has been boiled down to very little HP, but then Ayu emerges. Kishi in a 1v2, gets one, gets the second, but then Techno cleans up shop. Great round from True Rippers. But once again, why did it all start?
Switching sides.
Marzel jump peeking around the corner outside B,
These
gets caught,
parasites
gets
aren't gonna
headshotted,
take one
and
step
suddenly
past this
Aster,
place.
True Rippers just flood into the site.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, they did well to conceal the position of the AWP, but after that, RU just goes on a killing spree. Doxer was in a good position to stop the spike in its tracks and maybe cut it off from the rest of the team, but the backup from True Rippers is just phenomenal. They help each other out so well. They regroup and crunch Doxer over there. Poor Doxer's having a little troublesome game. He's only sitting on 2 frags. Same with Marzel. He's sitting on 4 frags. Even though he started off the half really well, he did have a bit of a shaky performance. Let's hope they're able to mount a comeback in the second half. We'll see you after this short break.
Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए है, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you wanna get.
The all-new Omen 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The Omen 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z, or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend.
Welcome back to NODWIN Valorant Challenges South Asia, driven by Hyundai, and our styling partner is Philips One Blade. It's quite funny to see that Gecko is in this game, but it's not picked up by Aster Army. It is in fact picked up by True Rippers. And this is weird because the last time it was Aster Army who picked up a Gecko. Aduka was the one who was playing along with that cute agent with multiple pets. But they lost with a horrendous scoreline of 13-3. And now the True Rippers are playing along with the Gecko. They are actually doing quite well. So it's kind of like these guys are putting on a show for Aster Army. They're putting on a masterclass saying, hey, this is how it's done.
It is indeed a very weird lineup from True Rippers. Double controller, double initiator. That too with Kaizen on the jet. Hey, that's really weird. But Kishi this time around.
Wow.
Oh, what? I thought the players of True Rippers were stunned. But Disrupt comes in, gets a couple. Kohli will be flashed for a little bit. But takes down Techno. And now Kaizen and Disrupt are very, very low on HP. Techno not in the server. That means no more reset available. But the numbers, they still stay with True Rippers.
Yeah, and Kohli unfortunately can't heal anyone either. Can't even heal himself. But after getting that man advantage, True Rippers happy to fall back. Happy to give up this area to Aster Army. The ball is now in their court. At least they haven't lost dogs, so they can still place down the smokes and have some entry into the site. Plus, Kohli's going to get his flashback in just a few seconds, so they will have some execute power. Although they're not actually going for a full-blown execute. They're just going for a contact play towards the top of ramp. Meanwhile, a flash has been sent in towards the site itself.
A shot. Mazda's down to 37. And if it forces them to go B, Wimp is again ready.
Yep.
How is he always there to catch every sort of a lurk in their attacking half? And now
30 seconds left.
towards the defensive side. Although that is just a fake. And Aster should know it because there hasn't been any contact taken from Wimp. I'm sorry, True Rippers should know it, and they are. Are you still sitting inside? Spots Kohli down. Tries to get the frag. Dogzer needs to get this one. Gets a couple of frags. Kohli and Dogzer, one hit. But are you finally recovered? 22 HP, not much left for Kohli to work with. And True Rippers, they finish what they started. They get the pistol round, which was ever so important for Aster Army.
Yeah, and True Rippers started off with a very aggressive note. The Trailblazer did concuss Kaizen and he was able to dash back, but they never expected Disrupt to come out swinging like a madman and get 2 kills like that. They didn't even have too much backup on that end. Techno did send his own utility, but Aster Army did well to avoid it with utility of their own, and still somehow the flurry of trades go in the favor of True Rippers and they easily retake the site after letting Aster Army a little into it. Although they never let them plant. I don't think they will either. They're waiting for the smoke to go out and soon Wimp will run out of his fuel. So the smoke will drop. But as soon as the poison cloud drops, a nebula is placed over there. So there's always some or the other smoke to keep Aster Army away. Nice.
Dirty. You say nice, I say dirty. I don't like that at all. he just saw a pixel. He just saw a pixel and did the player dirty. My god, what a shot from Aster Army and what a way to find an opening in a round like this.
Yeah, but there's still quite a lot of weaponry in the hands of True Rippers and they can still mount up quite some resistance over here. Disrupt playing aggro towards A main, kills one towards right, kills one left, and he's just getting frags all over the place. He's on for the ace.
And there it is. Disrupt's happy. Although these are just eco frags, but hey, True Rippers will take it. It could have all gone very wrong if they were able to put the Spectre up to good use, but that's not the case. And Disrupt killing everyone in the server on their opponent's side. That's a great way to make a statement that he is here to play and will improve his stats on the second half.
I think this position is just lucky for Disrupt. He's just very comfortable in this posi. Whether he's on the attacking side, whether he's on the defensive side, he is just so impactful over here every single time. I remember this one round on attack where he was supposed to die because there's like 2 people marking him, his entry towards B main, and he still is able to kill them both. So that shows that he's comfortable towards B main regardless of which role he's playing. And this is going to turn into a power spot for him.
True Rippers, they are making things short right now, and after they call it timeout. I mean, you just lost the pistol and the round after that, so I really did not see a reaon to call that timeout. Maybe the coach just wants to make sure that they are able to convert the bonus round and not fall prey to any trickeries that the players of True Rippers might have up their sleeves. That's the only reason, but I think Aster have used both their timeouts. So no more calling off the game until unless True Rippers feel like it.
I don't think True Rippers are gonna be in trouble at all. They might take a tactical timeout somewhere down the line if Aster Army are able to get to the 7-point mark. But for now, Aster Army is sending everything right in. Both the duelists dash in towards ramp. Toxin screen from True Rippers is not going to do much to hold them back. But while they do lose ramp, True Rippers take mid control and they recover a weapon. Now that's amazing.
And where's the refrag? Where's the refrag? Inside, and Kaizen gets the frag with the shorty. Now, the adjustment here from Aster was a tad bit too late, I'd say. They should have run in with more than one player into that smoke so that the trade was not possible. But now, there is a realistic chance for Team True Rippers to get this round. All of the 4 players are just running together. So they are following the herd mentality, and they also have a shepherd to lead them into the side. There will be the trailblazer, will confirm the presence of at least one, but Kohli is able to isolate a duel. The flash also does not connect. The pull gets nothing either. Techno, the bird will flash their opponent, but you too also disrupt an RU. Get one flag each. Techno with another one. And True Rippers, what a retake, what a start to the round, and finally they finish it in the same fashion too.
True Rippers basically run down the choo-choo train of death. They're not being led in by a shepherd, they're being led in by a revenant. A guy who is just basically looking for nothing but violence. True Rippers brute forced their way into the site, and Aster Army couldn't do anything over there. And it's not like Aster Army made any mistakes of sorts. Now, they were just set up for success really well. They were even in positions to trade each other out. But how many trades can you get when True Rippers are descending upon you from all sides? Just raining down bodies, flooding the sites with wielders of cheap weapons who are lethal at those ranges.
My god. You'd rather add a Spectre there than a Phantom.
Yeah.
And once again, look at this. Wimp has been able to get that opening. There was previously a Viper orb to stop Aster. Then there's a Nebula. The power of double controller. You just contest mid so heavily with your util. Realistically, there is no way for your opponent to get any information with the number of bodies they commit. That's a great way, and True Rippers, as soon as they find this numbers advantage, they again leave mids. They're happy to play back inside. And True Rippers, they again are poised up for success. Ruka inside the smoke, gets time in the board, but still finds double. What? He did not even see disrupt. He is a casualty of just a random spam where Aduka was trying to hit the player inside smoke. So Wimp on the other hand is able to take down one and bring it down to a 3v3 retake.
Oh, Aduka looking to aggress once again. He doesn't want to stay inside. He wants to give his team another edge. And he finds it. Gazen's down. He's heard both of these players coming up the stairs. It's not like they're trying to keep their position a secret. But as soon as the smoke fades, he's going to be double peaked. Is he up for the challenge? Even Doxer is here to help out. And he's waiting for contact. Never mind. He's the one who takes contact first. Good switch up by Techno. He turns around. And he still takes their heads off. Kohli saves the day. Damn, this was a bit too close for comfort.
How was Doxer not able to convert both the frags? I was taken aback as soon as he just took one and was traded off.
Yeah, I know, right? That was a bit too snappy from Techno. He just 180'd and flicked onto his head.
Maybe I'd say Doxer is not having a good day. Look at that, 4 in 14. Same for Marzel. These two players, yes, okay, Aster were able to get the round. But these two players really need to step up now. Because this is high time and their team needs the support.
Ooh. Now, I wonder what True Rippers are going to pull off. It's not like they need to change anything about their setup. They mostly lost this round because of inferior weaponry. Plus, bonuses usually go their way, right?
Correct.
Now, the thing over here that Aster Army needs to really work on is avoid getting picked off early on. That mid area has been quite a big problem for them. And True Rippers burned down so much time with that double controller setup. Aster Army are forced to hit one of these sites from only the main areas. They haven't really been able to crunch as easily. Although that being said, if Aster Army do want to take control of either B Heaven or A Heaven, they're getting that really well. So at least those high ground areas are not really that big of a problem for Aster Army. The problem for them begins when they start to descend into the sites. That's when they're unable to clear the crossfires, unable to kill the True Rippers defenders. So they have a part of the problem solved. They have one piece of the puzzle. They need to put the whole picture together to change things around. But my god! If Kaizen's feeling himself like that, I don't think Aduka could have done anything over there. He tried his level best to dodge that shot. At least he's been traded out, so both the jets are out of the server now. And once again, Aster Army take control of at least the upper part of A ramp. Wimp, of course, he's going to be present. And his presence will deter Aster Army from coming in. It's only Kishi who's knocking on the doors so far. The rest of his team isn't here yet. They will join them soon enough. But they've spent quite a lot of time trying to do so. Luckily for Aster Army, True Rippers also haven't made any adjustments on the back of this. So they have to deal with only 2 players.
Oh.
And they already know where Wimp is.
Too wide for jumping though, for comfort. And
Yeah, as soon as he gets towards screens, the rest of the players start taking up control of the high ground. But wait, Wimp is able to get one more frag, and they still don't know where Techno is.
Oh, that's... Oh, but he misses all of his shots. Yep, the trade is there on Marzel, so that's a healthy play taken care of. But Dogzer, he needs to find this frag, and Aryu hasn't charged. That will be devastating, but goes for a wide peak, and Dogzer will take care of him. Now, Disrupt has to arrive quickly. Dogzer though, his TP does not even know that the player is still present over here. The spike is down on the ground. He wanted to get towards a different side and then use the ultimate to get the spike back in his control. But Disrupt just puts a stop to everything that the players of Aster were thinking. Kishi, he will just make sure that he is able to save that operator because that's the best he can do from this round.
Yeah, that's the only saving grace. And I don't think this operator will find all that much. Yeah, sure, you can probably pick off Kaizen because he's the only guy who's playing for first contact. Everyone else on True Rippers happy to play passively. And Wimp is just such a mastermind in a situation like that. You see that most of his abilities hold back the members of Aster Army. His toxin screen makes sure that they can't get in. And as soon as Wimp peeks out of screens, as soon as he goes for that jump spot, the rest of Aster Army take A heaven very aggressively. They take it because they realize that Wimp isn't holding anymore. But that was a trap. They wanted Aster Army to fall into that bait, to fall for it, and try to take control of CT as well, which was easily thwarted as soon as Droxer tried to make that TP play.
Aduka's already in though, but the players behind him are in, but Aster, Marzel snaps back onto the player. Kishi is able to get the trade. Marzel blind, but he was saved by Kishi. Now in a 3v3, Kaizen's location, all the 3 players' locations have been noted down, but Marzel still is around the smoke, wants to survive, gets the headshot too. Disrupt though, quick enough to trade him, and now Kishi with the showstopper. Will he be able to do anything? Nothing. Does not even get a frag, does not even inflict damage. And now in a 1v2, wants to isolate these duels. Player around the corner, gets the headshot. Are you? In a 1v1, oh, Disrupt in a 1v1, the low toss will definitely put Disrupt to a different angle. The challenge, head on, and Disrupt wins it out. 11 HP is what this guy needed to close out the map as True Rippers. They get the map on split very, very easily.
This was quite a convincing win from them, and that too with a Gecko on board. Aster Army thought that winning with the Gecko is impossible since they lost 13-3 last time with a similar composition, but True Rippers show them how it's done. Techno was a little shaky today, but that still doesn't matter because his utility placement was on point and he was setting his teammates up for quite a lot of success. But in my opinion, the MVP is going to be Wimp. That guy is just a menace. He was getting deep inside the brains of Aster Army and just simply destroying them from within, making them implode. The big brains of this man really creating big problems for his opponents, and now Aster Army have to face a grim reality. A reality where they will be forced to go to the next map without having a win on split under their belt once again. We'll see whether they can do something on the second map or not after this short break.
Hit for my wins, I need my head. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple, I get it in.
Feeling under pressure. Pressure.
Valorant Challengers South Asia. You guys are watching True Rippers versus Aster. Now, True Rippers were able to win Split 1, not Split 1, the map of Split. And at this point, I'm starting to believe that Aster just simply isn't that great on the map of Split. But Haven is still neutral ground for both these teams. They might just be able to give each other a really tough fight. So you can't really determine if this will be a 2-0 or not.
Alright, let's see. True Rippers. They go in with a very meta pick and exactly same being run by Aster Army. So it is a mirror composition, no changes in terms of roles, no changes in terms of the agents being selected by both these teams. And now it's all down to how good your executes are, how well do you read your opponent, and how well do you hit your shots. No changes in terms of composition, so this will lead to an equal game. And as Crip said, we do hope for a close game, but I for one have a different opinion. True Rippers should have this game in the bag.
Well, if they do have this in the bag, it will be quite good for them in the overall long run. They already have built up quite a lot of round differential. Plus, the win on Split further pads their stats. And if they are able to pull off Haven also with a convincing scoreline, then they're basically guaranteeing themselves a playoff spot.
Let's see, here we go with the map of Haven. A double bounce shock dart towards B to clear any sort of killjoy utility if it is present, and then an execute towards this A side. Wimp actively fighting for some reason on this A long region when he had all the setup available on this A side, but the corner is not checked. And Kaizen gets one. The dink is available on Kohli. Beautiful paranoia and no support found for the Aster player.
Yeah, with both the Omens just sending their paranoias across, it set up Kaizen for perfect success. I feel so bad for Aduka. He got done dirty, didn't even check the angle. But yeah, Wimp going down early on, especially when he has his util set up on the A side, was a bit questionable. Let's see if it comes back to bite True Rippers in the butt.
Let's see, though they are making an adjustment towards the B side, and there will be a fight which will easily be won by RU. But before going down, I think Martin spotted at least two players, one towards Link and one in his face. So that will give Team Aster Army enough space to get this bomb down on this A side. That's where it will be planted. A post-plant situation, what do we have? An aftershock for Kishi, a shock dart, and a recon available for Doxer. But this counter recon from Techno and a flash being paired up for True Rippers. This is a very beautiful retake sequence.
One enemy remaining.
Kishi already revealed, still gets one, but finally will be traded out. The numbers finally play a crucial role at True Rippers. Even though they gave away the first blood, they still are able to get the round victory in their favor.
Yeah, all thanks to the multi-frags from Kaizen, plus the lovely util setup going into the retake. The stun was perfect from Disrupt. And Aster Army, yeah, their odds were already pretty low going into this post-plant, but True Rippers still don't take any chances. They still treat this like a very respectful 4v4 retake rather than a 4v2. They don't rely on their superior numbers. They still use their utility properly, and that shows discipline. That shows marksmanship. Speaking of marksmanship, Kaizen is just popping off, you know, and he's not the only one. Even Disrupt had a lovely performance as an Astra in the previous game, and this time he's playing the Breach. Aryu is the one who's picked up the Omen after playing Gecko. So they do switch around their roles every now and then. Oh, Wimp. Oh, I feel so bad for him. He tried to avoid the stun, still got concussed. And despite that, he's able to get the dink. Paranoia's dodged by all the defenders over here, but Aryu and the Jet are still positioned for success really well. The Phantom drop, but Aryu swings from the other side while Aster Army is still distracted. And that's their undoing.
That's the second time where they get the first frag, but then again are not able to convert the round on the back of it. True Rippers, they always have an answer for Asters, doing every time around. This time, they get that pick out C Garage. It is Wimp to fall again, but then Kaizen comes in, gets a couple, Aryu comes in, gets a couple, and it finally gets taken down by Techno in the final frag, I think. And that's how True Rippers, they easily get that second round. Aster forced into the round, so now they have been forced to save again. And now with these sheriffs, the odds are dwindling right now towards the lower 20% for them to win the round.
Aster Army. They did go for a force in the previous round, which puts them on sheriffs once more. But hey, as long as the new guys firing shots like these, I think they still have some chance. The Dark Tower holds them back for the time being. But then again, I think that was always the plan from Aster Army to just take a pick to it, see it, and fall back, explore somewhere else. At least they've done really well to bait out all the Killjoy utility, put the nanoswarms deployed from True Rippers already, and even the Aftershock gives away the position of Disrupt. So Aster Army can do quite a lot with the amount of information they've gathered over here, but how did he react on the back of the information? They still have to force their way inside, and that's quite difficult when Disrupt is guarding the area. Unless Doxer pulls off another one-tap, that's quite nice.
Scanning ahead.
Well, for some reason, they do not hit the side on the back of it. They get a frag, the recon does not give them anything, and now the danger bell should start ringing. Techno has to get at least 2 over here. Do they check the angle? They do, but then the weapon superiority that Techno has just comes in to bite them.
30
Aduka
seconds
is
left.
able to trade out because of the paranoia, and now Aster, they just book it towards this A side. They are wasting no time, and True Rippers, all of the players on the flank, I say all as there are more than two, both of the players on the flank, but Aster are not expecting this. And True Rippers are quick enough. Both the players are hiding inside the smoke.
One enemy
But as soon as
remaining.
the smoke fades out, Vim spots the player, knows that the second one is there too, and it is not planted for him. Aryu just needs to buy enough time, and Poli, he can throw in the shouted step, still gets the frag too, but is not able to convert the round. True Rippers, they find themselves with the third.
Now, I don't know whether I should blame this on poor planning from Aster Army or superior reading from True Rippers, because yep, it is true that Aster Army got this round a lot closer than it should have been in the first place. They got picks towards both B as well as C, but they didn't commit to either of those sides. And when they tried to go towards A, Kohli finds himself in a position from where he can't protect the spike. So
Keep doing
there were
what you
some
do
plans
best.
that Aster Army tried to implement, but I think they were ill-conceived. And that's probably what led to their demise. But then again, they weren't supposed to win that round in the first place. It was still an eco for them. This would be the real acid test. True Rippers, on the other hand, are playing super aggressively. The fault line plus the push out from Kaizen towards Long kinda confirms that Aster Army will be coming towards A, and the Nanastorms buy enough time for True Rippers to rotate.
And then they do not check the
Spike
corner.
down A.
Techno just mows all the players down.
Last player standing.
And Aster again just left thinking what just happened. Our execute started off great, but then it ends in disaster. Only left to do the heavy lifting, gets only one, gets traded out by RU. And True Rippers, they are making things work right now. They have got a 4-0 lead. They have forced Aster to another eco, I think. The only saving grace Aster have in this round is the Blaze Storm on Aduka, and maybe even a hero rifle that gets purchased by Marzel. That would be about it.
That spot is so problematic for Aster Army. Techno mows them down. Easy triple kill for this guy. And that's not the first time they've fallen to someone over here. In the pistol round, even Kaizen was over here and they didn't check him. So this is a major problem. If Aster Army are falling to the same position and failing to check it again and again, that's kind of a big red flag for me. You have to address that problem before it's too late.
I think Vim just cracked a joke because their coach was like super happy about it. He was having a laugh. And whereas you look at Aster Army goes, yeah guys, what is this 4-0? We need to do something. We need to get a round in our favor. This is not how we planned it to go.
I mean, I don't really know if that is exactly what happened over there, if that's how the conversation went down. I've almost never seen Rabbit stressed.
Not at all.
Even when he is stressed, he doesn't really show it, you know. He kind of suppresses his emotions. I think that would be quite nice, you know, if he's in a game of poker, if he can suppress his emotions like that. But Vandalic is almost always super vocal like that. So I think those are just the characteristics of these players and these coaches rather than things happening in the heat of the moment. Shock Dart doesn't really destroy any of Vim's utility, and that's partially because he's placing it to avoid any shock darts coming in. But the recon dart can't be capitalized on because there is a fault line in the way, but somehow Aduka still finds inside, and the paranoia helps him to get a kill onto Disrupt, but he misses the right click. That's not a problem. Kishi and Doxer step it up, and all of a sudden Aster Army are turning this eco round into something great. They go for all action and they find the traction to complete the spike plant. They might just win the round as well, now that they've retrieved the weapons.
Doxer is making a lot of sound, so he might just, he will be picked out by RU. But there is not much left in the retake. It is just RU with a weapon, and Kaizen should save that operator. So that will be the call. True Rippers, they fall to this B hit that was thrown in by Master. The shots were crazy, the shots were good. And the util to support them was also phenomenal from Team Aster Army. So they get themselves on the board, they get that first round. They won't be able to, I think, challenge that operator back. So Kaizen will still have it in his back pocket. But yes, that's a good round to win because one of the players of team True Rippers won't be able to afford a buy.
I think the money situation is not really a concern for True Rippers, at least not yet. They've been winning rounds in quite a consecutive fashion, so they can afford to purchase weapons again. But yeah, you're right, they can't do it too often. So one of them will have to downgrade to either light shields or maybe a maybe like a bulldog or something. That being said, Aster Army also don't have
overthink it. That's my
such a strong economy. You know, if they lose once again, then they're back to square one. But what they do have is a massive amount of ultimates. Two of them really good for breaching in. Kishi's Rolling Thunder as well as Doxer's Hunter's Fury should be quite devastating, but True Rippers avoid it like the plague. They give up the site temporarily. I think Techno is going to use his own Hunter's Fury as soon as the spike is tapped. Let's see if he actually does it or not.
The plant is there, or maybe he's
Spike
saving it
planted.
for retake, or does he want to get the spike, get a player tagged and then take the frag? Now Kaizen, he is ready. There is an aftershock to clear, maybe under heaven, but that does not clear it out entirely. The Hunter's Fury being invested to the counter. Hunter's Fury is there, but Techno is the one to land the frag first. Disrupt jumps out of heaven, gets one, gives the information that two of the players are under heaven. This has to be something that True Rippers work on. Techno, he is the one playing actively but gets taken down. True Rippers, they falter. They falter the frags. They are not able to win it out, and RU, he is the one who saves that operator once again, as True Rippers now will face an eco round. Oh, what a great round. What a great round that has been thrown in from Team Aster Army. A fast pace hit towards that A side. They were not challenged at all out A long. They were not challenged at all at A short. And then they rack up the frags. The counter util was also a little bit questionable from True Rippers. The Hunter's Fury not being used to deny the plant. All of the things were a little bit questionable. But hey, Aster work around flawlessly, work around brilliantly, and are able to win themselves the round. Now they do also have enough money made up because on the back of the previous two rounds that they should be set for the entire half. But let's see if they're able to win more rounds or not. That's my main question. And now Kohli, seeing no one A heaven, just sticks to his ultimate. Although Kaizen on the other hand is able to pick off Doxer. That's a player picked off A shot. Aduka gets a frag onto him, but you still have to deal with that operator down A shot. Marzil will be in for a challenge and disrupting that headshot. The double peek is there. Kaizen gets one and even tags Aduka in the process. So this retake is still very much possible. It is a 2v3. Aduka is down to very little HP, but he's not being expected. Disrupt does not check the angle and will be taken care of. And Kishi inside will be able to get that frag too, and RU to make things worse, even missing his shots. Double peek around the corner. Not even a frag to his name. And Aster, I thought this might just get out of their control, but no. They deny the retake coming in, and True Rippers. A great attempt. Good damage done in terms of economy. But yeah, that's about it. They won't be able to win the round. And Aster, they answer right back with 3 rounds of their own. That is a good way to recover in a half. And let's see if they're able to equalize the scoreline or not. Kaizen still without operator out B main. There won't be any sort of a challenge to him. And Aster, they I think are hitting towards this C side. There will be a smoke thrown in from RU as well, just to make sure that nothing happens. But what? Marzil peeks out of B main. Not just gets one, gets both of the players. The anchors are down. Disrupt though finally is able to put an end to Marzil's winning run. Aster waiting for the smoke to clear, and RU will be in for a treat if he's able to land the shots. He will be able to, I think, get one at least in the spot. The flash, beautiful, but the player has been spotted down and will be taken care of. No trade presence whatsoever.
Player standing.
And then he even swings and takes down Disrupt. That was the only saving grace that True Rippers might have had in that round, but that does not happen. And on the back of a double kill from Marzil, True Rippers, they lose another round. Aster, great breach into the site. And that will help them equalize the numbers. 4-all overall. And that's a great recovery from Aster. The timeout, perfectly called, gives them the desired results, and they're able to equalize the scoreline.
They're keeping it so clean as well, right? They're getting frags all over the place. And yes, True Rippers have been, at least in the last few rounds, been able to determine where Aster Army would finally hit them. But now Aster Army, they look like they are able to bamboozle True Rippers to some extent. I mean, Aster Army are hesitant. They are not hesitant to fall back. They get all the kills towards either side. And it's not like True Rippers are overextending or anything. No. It's Aster Army diving deep inside, finding the frags, and still having it within themselves to just call a full reset and go for another site entirely. So that ability really bamboozles True Rippers, and now they require a timeout of their own.
Good time. I mean, I'd say it is at the perfect time to get the timeout. And now all the positivity, all the laughter is all gone away from True Ripper camp. This time around, it is time to have a serious chat. It is a 4-0 start that you had. But then Aster, they just answer right back. And they answer perfectly. They've been finding those frags. Marzel being the hero in the previous round where he peeks out B main. It was a double peek set up from True Rippers. And both the players lose their fight to just Marzel. And he's able to hit some insane headshots and help the 4th round. But that was just one round. The other 3, pure teamwork coming in. Pure teamwork from Aster Army. And True Rippers, they will be forced to another eco where there will be one hero rifle to work with. But is it enough for them to get the round on the back of it? We'll have to wait and watch.
We're going to be getting the game back pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. We should be heading back into the thick of things. And it's quite good that Aster Army now have 2 massive ultimates as well. The Rolling Thunder once again available, and Marzel, he's farmed up his lockdown finally. Didn't Kishi just use his Rolling Thunder like a couple rounds ago?
He did.
Careful.
Just farmed it up again so quickly. Oh, Kazin still somehow gets the orb. He has the Blade Storm, but yeah, he's forced to relinquish that area. Don't want to overstay his welcome.
Although Aster haven't gained any sort of real estate on the back of the early fight that they threw him in. And neither team, True Rippers, are rotating, so they are hoping that this hit finally ends up on the A side, which it will, because Aster are set up for this A hit. The utility dump, let's see how good is it. And the counter utility from True Rippers is ready too. There will be a nano thrown A shot to clear that cubby out, but it won't hurt Aryu in that situation. So Aryu will still be poised A shot. The owl drone to maybe get some information about side. Disrupt will be spotted down, and then the Rolling Thunder thrown into. Now the counter util, good, but Techno with the hero rifle is still in the side. Gets one, even Disrupt gets a sheriff shot. And Techno has a smoke to play with. Random spam, not connecting. Disrupt, trying to help, but Aster Kishi will be able to take down Techno.
30 seconds
That's one flag found.
Player
But
standing.
Disrupt manages to get
Whoa,
that weapon.
whoa.
And he turns out completely berserk and gets a 4K in the round.
Alright, now that wasn't supposed to happen. Aster Army knew for a fact that the smoke being placed in between the default and the shot box kinda indicates danger. It indicates that there's gonna be at least one player over there. And as soon as they killed Techno, they were like, yeah, sure, we're out of danger now. Right? Right? And then that's when Disrupt shows up, completely moving them down. He's been getting these spray downs a bit too often in this series. And all of them super stylish. I wish we got to see it from his perspective. It's a pity that nobody saw it coming.
Let's see though, this time around again, True Rippers. They are holding towards this A side. They have a lot of players. They have a lot of players to help them do. Techno even is in the angle now. And Kaizen is the first one to get a flag. Techno might just not even be spotted down. He isn't. Ayu gets another, and Dogs are stuck. But Techno even gets another frag. True Rippers. They have 3 players on side. Everyone gets 1 each. And once the back Aster is just good for 1. It is a 2v4. Dogzer has the spike. Has to move someplace else. Because A is not the site to hit.
Absolutely not. It's like running into a brick wall face first. You'll flatten your nose in the process, which means you can't really sniff out danger. Even though danger is right around the corner, they couldn't see it with the owl drone. This crossfire now between Deadly and not Deadly, I'm sorry, Disrupt and Argue is quite deadly. Kaizen on the other hand, marking long. As soon as he misses a shot, he's just gonna fall back. If he gets a kill, that's even better. The point I'm trying to make here is that Ashrami, there's no way they're able to break this crossfire. Even if Doxer reveals everybody, and even if Kohli smokes off the more important angles, he can't really do much. The Paranoia still leaves Disrupt with a line of sight. It's only a near sight, it doesn't really blind you, so with him holding such a shallow angle, it's impossible to clear this. And Rippers once again find the lead in the first half.
They were able to recover, but they'll have to do it once again because True Rippers were able to farm 2 rounds back to back.
Okay. Hailstorm of shrapnel across, but Wind is still able to decapitate one. Techno almost got the follow-up. His utility has been on point so far, letting him quite a lot of this information and some free frags through smokes as well every now and then. Although I don't know why Wimp is everywhere. His camera is just omnipresent, which kind of sets up the tone for the game. He's big braining everybody out, and even our cameramen agree. Now that you've pushed Aster Army away from Garage, there's only 2 options left for them: either hit B really quickly or take your time going towards A, and they commit the lockdown. True Rippers will respect it. But do Aster Army actually plant B, or do they take control of A link or something else? They're planting the spike a little deeper inside, so I don't think they plan to defend it from grass. They instead plan to go towards A link, but the Rolling Thunder clears all of them out. The Paranoia gives away the position of Kohli, and there's no saving grace for him. The flashes are perfect, and Aster Army have now got a spike plant in a position from where they can't defend it. At least they can throw down the shock darts and even the aftershocks. They can fire the whole damn magazine in there, but going into the smoke could be disastrous for RU, and he recognizes it. Techno, he's just fighting on the back of the smoke. Both these teams just trying to hit each other with no information, but the reveal is perfect, and that's what you needed from Doxer. A very well-timed recon dot which doesn't get broken. Both the teams just resorted to spamming each other down through the smokes, but it's that one little recon dot that changes the whole round.
Oh my god, there was so many smokes on the ground, and the recall still finds the 2 pings. That was a very necessary round for Team Aster to win, and they are able to win it out. A very chaotic round, a very chaotic retake being attempted from Team True Rippers, where I thought they might just come out on top, but the one little piece of util just crushed the dreams of Team True Rippers. And now Aster have an opportunity to close this half 6-all, but they'll have to first work against the ultimate that the players of Team True Rippers have. A lot of nano swarms being used inside the site. The Hunter's Fury to help him too. Aster, Kishi, first frag. Dogser with another Hunter's Fury frag. Disrupt though is able to equalize the numbers for now. Not equalize, but at least get one back. Kishi and Kohli, both the players with low HP. And all of them playing C long, but the spike is not planted for long.
Yeah.
That could be a big mistake. The shock darts will delay the push for a little bit. And Kishi, White Wings, gets a frag. Even the Rolling Thunder will be put in. Techno, concussed, still gets one. But now Disrupt in a 1v3. I do not see a way of him winning this out.
At least he's able to get a nice spray transfer. So even though he loses the round, there's still some sense of style left in them. But hey, Aster Army did really well to recover this half. In both the last few rounds, we were a little concerned about the planting spot, you know, because even on the B side, we saw the plant a little towards A link. We saw this one also being planted very deep, very safely. So it does clear away their ability to play from far away. They can't take the default post-plant positions, but I don't think they want to. They deliberately planted the spikes in those 2 rounds. And even though it seemed questionable at first, the fact that it happened twice is no coincidence. It definitely means that Aster Army wanted to play the post plants from the side itself rather than falling back and trying to play from distance. So I think that is also quite an effective way of getting the half back to 6-6. Will they be able to finish off this game though? We'll have to witness that after this short break.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you want to get.
The all-new Omen 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The Omen 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z, or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Omen Valorant Challengers South Asia. You guys are watching True Rippers and Aster, and unlike the previous map, this one is tied dead even.
6 all, and let's see if Team True Rippers are able to win the ever so important pistol for them. It is a fast A8 where you do have Marcel present and all of his utility, but that's about it. No players inside except for Marcel. He is also paranoid out completely. There is a smoke to help him out, and Tyson spotted. The stun will also be thrown in and he will be taken care of by Aduka. Aduka gets even the second one onto Aryu. Aster flooding into the side, getting frags left and right, and should be able to shut down this pistol coming in from True Rippers.
Amazing stuff from Aster Army. Do you remember that one round where Disrupt got like a nice triple kill on the A side? And he was able to do it partially on the back of that smoke? Yeah, the exact same thing comes to now bite True Rippers back. Marcel goes unchecked, and why would anyone check him? Nobody's coming in from short. You've got bigger problems to deal with because you've got the entirety of Aster Army also flooding in from the defender spawn entrance. So you only have sound about that area. You can't hear a single peep from Marcel. And he uses that to his advantage.
Placing alarm bot. Placing swarm grenade.
Oh, a good round to find for Team Aster Army. They should be able to get themselves the 8-1-2 on the back of it. And of course, Marcel has that third sense. Through this smoke, takes the head out of Kaizen and True Rippers. The only hope they had of creating chaos in the site and hopefully managing to get some frags just has been taken away, and it all comes down to the last remaining 4 players.
Okay then. I really thought he wouldn't peak once more, but Doxter is kind of fearless today, which is nice. Nice to see that from him. He's usually disciplined, but when he knows his opponents don't have much, he won't really hesitate fighting and farming some mobs.
Out of charges.
That's great. That's a great round from Aster Army. I mean, they did not do much, just held their basic ground, held for all the players, and all the frags went their way. That is a great round to find. And yep, both these teams undefeated till now. They haven't dropped the series. Although Astra just played 1 and True Rippers have just played 2, so they've won all of their games respectively. But hey, statistics will definitely help you get your confidence a little bit up, or maybe even the confidence of the fans over here for Team Aster Army. We really might see a map number 3 in this series. Now, True Rippers this time around, they are heading towards that C side, and they will find literally no one except for Kill Your Utility that is also positioned towards the extremities of the side. Alarm bot duty and the turret watching a player walking out from garage. The remaining players are outside A and B.
This really is just the kind of setup which gives away the seaside to True Rippers and just makes sure that they don't overextend and flood into garage or something like that. But then again, True Rippers, they only overextend on certain pistol rounds, not every time. And that's what happens when you give Kaysen his run of the land. He's able to get the opening pick. Kishi does get one frag, but he will try to fall back. Unfortunately, Marcel dies somehow. And that's a nice flank coming in from Kohli as well. But it will be taken care of. And now the whole round devolves into chaos as these players are dumping bodies at each other. True Rippers win the final by round.
For a second, I thought this retake had something in it. I mean, first of all, Techno just running into the side. He had support. Disrupt also gets a frag. Kaizen also gets one. And then the retake was shut down. Good job done by True Rippers. They select the correct side. They select the correct sequence of getting into the side and positioning themselves for the post plant and are able to win the round on the back of it. This time around though, there is an operator thrown in the mix by Aduka who is positioned out A long. So he might not get anything because True Rippers are headed towards grass for now. They will be maybe contesting either B main or garage as the two possible position. But B main, it is being held by two different players. The recon won't clear the player, but Kishi playing that off angle will be able to get one. Disrupt has the first plate, and then Dogzer jumps into the side too. Last time they shut down this B hit. Wind was trying to just hold down to the lurk, and Aduka takes care of him. And it all falls down onto Techno to see what he can do at max.
Okay, he still has some fight left in him. And he might just catch him reloading! And all of a sudden it's back to a 1v1. He knew exactly where Aduka is as well, so he's gonna race into the A site. Oh, wait, never mind. He's gonna go all the way around. And this is him walking into a trap. Aduka will be able to hear him. Oh no, he almost had that clutch in the bag, but he's gonna get caught off guard.
What a read.
Yeah, but then again, I would have been so salty if Aster Army actually lost this one. What a stellar defense from them. They basically shut the door in True Ripper's face. You blink and you miss it. It's like 1 second and the bodies all fell on the floor. Look at this.
The recon is the faulty piece of util, I'd say, that was thrown in. You throw the recon for backside, but you have nothing to clear for front side, and then you run into a crossfire. And that is just sloppy usage of utility from True Rippers. Techno had a drone. So that should be the first piece of utility rather than just banking on the recon and thinking, yeah, there'll be just one player on site who we need to take care of. That is sloppy Valorant being played right now from True Rippers.
Oh my god, what a wrist breaker from Aduka. He dashes back to safety as well, and while all of this is happening, Aster Army can corner True Rippers. The push out from Marzel basically confirms no presence towards grass or garage. Uh-oh. Rare miss. But hey, the battle is still not over. There's no smoke over here. And this will leave quite a lot of area open for Dopser to frag away. At least True Rippers entrench themselves into the site, but they can't plant because of the rolling thunder. And here comes the cavalry. Somehow they keep themselves alive. The flashes galore. Everybody's buying, and then Kohli is able to somehow bring it back. There was a bit of a team flash over there, but again, what is Valorant without a little bit of chaos?
Done here.
Only if somehow the player under Revenant dodges the flash and is able to get to. That's where Team True Rippers could have come back. But no, Aster. They are looking to push us to map number 3. They've got 10 on the board. They have shown us great retakes. They have shown us great resilience on a single side. That's a brilliant way to play. This time again, I think they will be looking forward to stop any sort of a A hit coming in because there is a stack towards this A side. And no one is watching B. That kind of makes me a little bit concerned.
Fast one into its garage once again. This did not end well for Aster Army last time. And now that Aduka's here with the AWP, I'm starting to sense danger once more. Oh, hold on though. They throw in smokes towards both window as well as the crossing. And this might just lead Aster Army to believe that garage is leaked. It could pull away Kohli and it could also pull away Doxer from their positions. So just by deploying a cloudburst and a dark cover, they've faked their presence towards garage. And Aster Army will have to now rotate in order to re-clear that area. But little do they know that B side is about to get hit hard. She better be prepared for this one.
The stun, but the players are not there. The players are not there with Kishi. He's all alone and does not even get one. Wimp is able to get that first frag. The Hunter's Fury though will be unleashed. It gets one. Oh, Wimp just dodges it away in the second burst. And it does not die, that's the main thing, but buys enough time for Marcel to create that off angle. The rolling thunder will hit two players and force them back.
30
So the
seconds
spike
left.
can now come down to a link. Kohli though on the other hand manages
Spike
to find
planted.
another frag onto Techno. And suddenly, it's a retake that is favoring Team Aster Army.
Yeah, but there are smokes towards C-Lane which could keep Atuka at bay. But nothing to stop Marcel. Only disrupt. And he's got backup as well. The crossfires were not perfect, but True Rippers are still able to mow Aster Army down.
The push in from smoke, the support, that was really necessary. And everything fell in place. Every fight went True Rippers' way and they still stay afloat. They have this time around forced Aster to eco. And no Blade-Storm available for Aduka to save themselves. So Dogzer will be the only person they can depend upon because he has a judge, and even Marcel, who has invested in a hero Vandal with a half shield. True Rippers, they are inching forward. They are inching forward to equalize the numbers now.
Slow and steady. That's what True Rippers believe in.
God,
Not Atuka though.
Aduka.
He believes in speed, violence, and aggression. Okay, the dash does not give him the land that he wanted to cover, but hey, at least they are able to regroup once more from the shadows, used as basically one really expensive recon dot. And Kohli still spots plenty of people over there. Oh, but
that's a
Kaizen's
good
doing
frag.
really well to bring the numbers back. Although with no smokes, they have to be very careful about Heaven as well as the defender spawn entrance. And still need to clear short, because if they don't do so, then this judge could create massive problems for them.
Wimp though is in a very good angle. He is marking this flank where I think two of the players will rotate from. Now the flashes will be thrown inside just to create a little bit of discomfort for all of these players, but Kaiser just rams into the player CT. Wimp even takes care of Marcel, and I think they know where Doctor is located. The shock darts to weaken him up, and then the walk in to get the job done. Great protocols from True Rippers, even though they lose the first player. And that too, it's Sario, it's a big frag to find because that means no more smokes in the round. But still, True Rippers, they come back into the round, they come back strong and are able to get the 9.
Yeah, Aster Army this time unable to get the rotations on time, which easily could have helped them since there's no smokes available towards the defender spawn entrance and Heaven. And yes, they did place one smoke in between the shot and the default box that was placed up by Kohli, which gives quite a lot of space for Doxer to play around, but he instead chooses to focus on a shot which was abandoned by True Rippers entirely. So they avoid that judge and they avoid all those problems. He sticks it? Alright then. Now this is brave. He probably doesn't realize it yet, but the A side is completely open for the taking.
And there it is, True Rippers, they get it for free. The only position they have to watch, A Heaven, and you will never expect Kaizen in this position. So Dripey comes in, Kaizen hits one, goes for the second as well. He was a little and escaped the flag.
Shot down.
My god, what a great movement from Kaizen in that situation. He gets a couple, sees the player, wants to fall back, instantly dashes back into the side. And that's an instant save call for Aduka and Kohli. But True Rippers, they want to hunt. Two of the players are already out for hunt.
enemy remaining.
Spotted the player there. C-Long is the position where he gets another frag, and True Rippers, they do not want this player to save his weapon because again Aster will be forced to an eco, and True Rippers will have a chance to get themselves back in the lead.
Be gone. Car going out.
Clean shot from Kohli. Finally killing Kaizen, who,
Still in sight.
let's be honest, has been creating quite a lot of problems. Aster Army. Oh, never mind. They don't even get to save that weapon. So Kohli, he gets the saving penalty and no weapon. This guy, he gets the hardest slap from the game's economy. Probably not as hard as Kaizen slaps, you know? Because this guy, he was basically not playing Valorant. He's playing one of those single-player movement shooting games where you're just slaying NPCs all over the place. He's making it look so easy.
Especially the evade. all day long and the presence of mind to hit the correct key when you're in the air. That is something very difficult to do. And he nails it. He nails it perfectly and goes untraded in the whole round. So that is something that definitely helped True Rippers a lot. And now Aster Army calling in a timeout, really necessary, because at one time it was a 10-7 score line where it was looking that the game might just tilt in the favor of Team Aster Army. But one round at a time is what True Rippers say, and one round at a time is what True Rippers get. A 10-10 score line, and True Rippers, even though they started off very strong with a 4-0 lead, were down very bad, are able to recoup themselves back up.
And True Rippers, with so many rounds going in their favor, have also farmed up quite a lot of ultimates. Lockdown as well as the Hunter's Fury. This is the perfect combination to get the site. And with this, even Marcel can't use his own lockdown because he's obviously going to get shot down by Techno. Aster Army with just a few spare weapons. They try to aggress down mid, and the Paranoia stops them in their tracks. They're considering whether he should fall back or not, but there's no time to make a decision, and True Rippers, they speed run into the seaside. Only revealed himself, and that wasn't necessary, but Wimp on the lurk is able to get so many frags.
Down.
All the dogs with the dragon will be able to take down Wimp. But that's just silver lining in the round. I mean, you still attempt the retake, yeah, but the chances of you hitting all the next shots is just too low, and Ayu, when he is watching the flag, he will be able to shut you down completely. Fairly simple round where Wimp only loses a weapon but got two instead. That's a great round for Team True Rippers. This will help them cycle their ultimates too. So this is the perfect time to use the lockdown for Wimp, because the Hunter's Fury is not ready, is still one away. And let's see True Rippers, how do they play around the 3 ultimates that they have to themselves.
One enemy remaining.
Even Ayu is having a field day. It's not like Wimp needed all those frags. It's not like he needed the lurk, but he's gonna go for it regardless.
Placing swamp
Now all these nano swarms.
Cover going
This
out.
is gonna be a very difficult execute to survive. Kohli somehow tries to make a play, and he's stuck into a corner where he will go undiscovered. This could be his shining moment, and he moves them down rightfully. On for the ace comes Kohli, and that is how you make an Omen play.
My god, what a way. I think earlier Kaizen checked that angle, but when the Paranoia hit and he repositions, that's just great. And True Rippers instantly call a timeout. I mean, strategically they did not do anything wrong, but Kohli with the trigger discipline and the perfect util around the corner is able to get one, then second, the third, the fourth, and then the switch on to Kaizen. That is a beautiful ace to look at.
Reposition and reap the rewards. That's what Kohli believes in. Goes for an absolute magical clip. And in very difficult games like these, where it is difficult to find solutions with just logic, you can throw in a little bit of magic every now and then. He weaves a miracle out of his fingers. Opportunities bloom wherever he treads, and this time he treads deep into the necks of his opponents. Makes it violent, makes it gory, and makes it absolutely stylish. Forces True Rippers to calm down, take a breath, and call a tactical timeout. But will that be enough? He just brought his team a major lifeline. If they lost this one, not only would True Rippers be at map point, but also Aster Army would face the economic wrath once again.
What a play from Kohli.
Eyes up.
But they are still not completely out of danger. It is an equalized score line. 11-11. They still want to come back into it. This time around, Kohli will play around the smoke. The Paranoia, does he go for the same play again? No, he does not. Still playing inside the smoke, but is still able to get one frag. Traded out, yes, but Marcel comes to the rescue. Gets a couple, and then the utility dump from CP Kishi. Try to bully the players inside, but Techno disrupt the hole. They try to reset. They are looking for a frag. Techno spotted down. The Hunter's Fury as well. Dodges the first bullet, and then dodges it entirely.
Wow. He's got some fancy footwork.
A beautiful ultimate just wasted down the drain. And the spike is still not down, so Aster really do not have to worry about anything right now. But these duels have to be taken, and Techno wins the first.
Scanning ahead.
Dogzer perfectly
standing.
swung,
One
but Disrupt
enemy
is able to
remaining.
trade it out, and the recon has been thrown in. But Kishi, playing ahead of it, can come out CT Disrupt. Does he come out in time? He runs in time for sure. And he's able to book it towards the A side, hopefully. In time.
30 seconds
Before
left.
Kishi realizes, and it will be a retake, and Disrupt will have the Rolling Thunder available once the spike goes down. So that is something that is going on for True Rippers. Well, let's see if they're able to finish off the round or not, because that is something True Rippers have been dealing with for the past 2-3 rounds.
Disrupt. Runs it
10
down to
seconds
the A
left.
site. Kishi has a narrow timing window.
ult's ready.
Fault line and the ultimate available, but he doesn't need
he does
any
not
of
need
that!
it.
2v3 recovery from True Rippers, and they are on the map
Match
point, on
point.
series point. All the heroics from Kohli gave nothing but a lifeline to his team, but once again, when the moment of reckoning is upon him, he delivers, and yet it is not enough. Even Marzel came in quite quickly this time to assist his teammates who were in mortal peril. But the speed doesn't help Aster Army at all. True Rippers pump the brakes. They don't plant the spike immediately, and Aster Army are comfortable giving them the space which backfires upon them.
This time around, Aduka set up. The molly is there, but he will disrespect it and then find a frag on him to win. That is a good way to start off the round, but the Rolling Thunder will push all these players back, and they're not able to escape, but finally they do. Alright, they will fade into the smoke and then go in for a retake. The counter lockdown will be dealt with. The Hunter's Fury human tags one. Although, won't be able to finish off the players, but it does the job perfectly. 2 players super low, 3 players 170 HP. They try to jump out heaven. Disrupt is there to take one, but Marzel and
Player
Kohli
standing.
get one each. It all boils down to one player standing inside Techno, and he's not able to close it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the overtime in which we will get the result.
Oh, was that important?
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Switching
True Rippers are
sides.
able to at least get into the
Overtime.
site, but Aster
Just
Army
let them try
overwhelmed
and
them.
catch me.
Too many targets for the crossfire between the Hell and the Graffiti players. And that's what happens when you expect somebody from True Rippers to... that's what happens when you expect somebody from Aster Army to at least come in from the flanks. That's what True Rippers were somewhat looking forward to. They were thinking that if somebody comes in from a lobby, they would be able to deal with them. But Aster Army just waterfall down. There's only so much the Hell player can do. He's supposed to build that crossfire along with the Graffiti guy, and that's just not enough.
Time for
Down
a
to the
field
overtime.
test.
Kohli leading by example. On the other hand, you have Techno and Disrupt both above the 20 frag mark, so they are feeling themselves. If there's any time to step up now, you better do it. Flooding into the site is Aster Army, and True Rippers respect this. They give it up. But they take a lobby in return, so at least they don't lose everything. This retake will be a very weird one, with 3 players coming in from the back lines. They still have to deal with the utility that Marzel has put up.
Now let's see Marzel, how does he play around it? He could go behind the alarm board too, but yeah, that's not the case. They have spotted players inside. There will be a paranoia thrown in. Marzel gets one, but the trade is there from Disrupt. Now the breach flashes will be activated. The recon to push Aduka off the angle, but he does not get anything. Kishi gets the spam counter kill. Disrupt is still trying to make things work, but no. Aster, they stand tall, they get all the frags. The player from Garage is too late. And they find themselves at match point.
Switching sides. Match point.
They have this game in the palm of their hands. Ascent seems inevitable at this point. True Rippers rightfully calling a timeout. They need to push this game into overtime. They need to finish this 2-0. Keep in mind that you're not just fighting for the spot in the playoff over here by the basis of a map win or a series win. You're also trying to build up a round differential, because that will be essential going later on in this tournament. And now that the hope of a good round difference is out of the window, at least for Haven, True Rippers at least try to finish off this series 2-0. Aster Army have been phenomenal in these last few rounds. A lot of them just playing together, you know. I mean, so far, True Rippers was able to get plenty of rounds on the basis of Wimps lurking, on the basis of just pulling and pushing Aster Army into very uncomfortable positions. But lately, when Aster Army is just grouping up, they're willing to give up some parts of the map in hopes of reinforcing the areas where they are focusing together. And when that happens, it's nearly impossible to win trade battles against them. They focus on the basics. They focus on fighting like a unit. And oh boy, they fight back hard. Scratching and clawing their way all the way back up. This is the first time that Aster Army have a lead in the series, and they better not squander it.
Important round. And even Aster go for a stack over here, and they are correct to stack it down. Now, the players will be able to get in good positions, and Aduka, has he been spotted? That's my main question. The flash is perfect. He has burned the dash too, and he will be taken down because of the aftershock. Kohli though is able to answer back with one frag, and he is still sticking around a shot, and he has a backup from Doxer too. A Marzel, look at the flank, look at the lurk. If the players inside can just hold this down, Marzel can close out the round for him.
Yeah, and especially
Disrupt is trying to get that shot, but he's not able to connect the head, and Kishi instantly drops the aftershock.
And especially with Wimp dead, Marzel can come in for the flank at any single time. I mean, Techno is now forced to just constantly mark the flank rather than help his teammates out in the site. But Kaizen getting all these frags, it's not like they need help. And now the flankers have been dealt with. Kaizen discovers 2 towards shot, so they go for a very deep plant. Hold on, they're not actually planting, they're just trying to bait the players off shot outside, and they have successfully done so. Doxer overextends, and Kohli finds himself all alone, left to his own devices. He's been the hero of this team before, and he needs to step up once again, but with a shorty in his face, it's really impossible. We're going to yet another overtime. True Rippers are once again able to successfully bait Aster Army into very uncomfortable spots.
True Rippers, they don't give up, do they now? And they still fight back, even though it was an A stack, even though Marzel had the best possible lurk, everything was expected by them. And they close out the round in their favor, another overtime. And this time, no stacks. It is a double peek towards this B site, where you have that operator thrown onto Kaizen, who is hoping to get a frag over here. Will he be given anything, though, is the question. Of course, there is a double peek, and he nails Aduka to the ground. Goes back up, and Aster, they know this is a no-go. B side is a big no-no, and they need to revert back and hit to the other side.
But where will you go? The drone from Techno has already cleared out long. And now True Rippers are aware about where Aster Army could be. They repel them away from the B side. There's plenty of turrets and everything else on Garage. And the drone that's used by Doxer doesn't really find any other useful information. At least they've broken the turret and everything else, so this might just force some rotations from True Rippers. But then again, True Rippers are still adamant on holding the C and Garage areas because of the push out from Techno. He clears out lobby entirely, and this really corners Aster Army. They'll have to fight their way through. They can't hope to sell fakes anymore. True Rippers are far too aware about this.
I really want Disrupt to rotate off because there won't be a push all through a shot.
30
and now he
seconds
does
left.
because of the util that is being thrown at him. The aftershock to clear RU may be out, but Wimp in the process able to take down Marcel. And now Kohli inside is fighting a lost battle, I think. RU still not detected. The flash will flash him but won't clear the corner. He swings back. RU gets a couple. Wimp with a double. And True Rippers one round away from closing out this series.
Match point.
Aster Army really dropping the ball over here in terms of map presence. They tried to break the garage turret and then they fell back. And that's what made Aster Army think, yeah, these guys have no plans of going anywhere else. Because they're making sound even after breaking the turret, they break the illusion. It's counterintuitive to everything that they did previously. Because it confirms the beliefs of True Rippers. It tells them that Aster Army have nowhere else to go. They're run out of options.
Revealing area.
With this, True Rippers take the lead once again for pretty much like the second or third time in this entire series.
They should know that behind that operator there is really not many players available. And he has already burned the dash. The spam connects, but it is not enough to get the frag. is able to get away with his life with 19 HP left. And now Aster, they are trying to bombard utility into the side. It won't help them a lot.
Spike
A shock dart
planted.
connects and Aryu brought down to 83 HP. The flank is again present from Marzil, but how do they deal with the players in sight? Aduka already has the default angle locked out. Dogzer got that drone connection, but now has been smoked off, so he won't be a part until unless he decides to jump out. He jumps out, but then reveal, gets a frag. Kohli, trade, gets the second. Kishi with
wait.
another. Somehow they are flooding back into the side, and there are no
Player
nanoswarms on the spike. Wim gets one. Are you in a 1v2? Gets another
Almost had
frag,
it.
but then Marshall trades it out. Aster Army still have life in them. They equalize the numbers and bring us to overtime number 3.
Wow, this was a bit too close for comfort. True Rippers this time had quite a lot of setups changed,
Switching
you know.
sides.
There was a nanoswarm right to
Overtime.
with the defender spawn entrance, which should have been able to help them. And this is because last time that Aster Army were trying to retake like this, they had 3 players jump out of heaven and the remaining 2 came out from defender spawn. And that really created problems for the crossfires being held towards garage, towards graffiti and hell. This time they added additional utilities simply to facilitate that crossfire to be stronger. But nope, still no effect. The smokes put down towards a shot between those 2 boxes cut Wimp away from the action, who ideally should have been able to help out and maintain that crossfire in a much stronger fashion. Oh goodness, this game just doesn't seem to end. True Rippers, with great difficulty, acquired the first round of this overtime, but they're unable to close the deal. These 5v5 retakes are so precarious, and Aster Army are just so good at them. Regardless of whichever side it is, they flood in every single time True Rippers get that spike down.
The timeout being called out by Aster Army though. What do they want to do different this time around? The fast piece did not work in their usual rounds. The slow defaults were working very good. They were getting picks off on the players of True Rippers and were perfectly rotating. The round they win in overtime is a fast piece towards the C side, but that was being defended all alone by Wim. But this time around, they have 2 different players, and Kaizen has already been set up long. So they know it is not a C piece. They know that it is not an A piece because of all the control that they have out A main. So it has to be B. And once again, it is a retake situation coming in for Team True Rippers, and they haven't been very good on them.
Aster Army have so much utility to burn time. They've got shock darts, aftershocks, nanoswarms, everything but the kitchen sink available, and True Rippers will have to move quickly because there's plenty of time that Aster Army can burn down. Aizen going for a very risky flank. That 2 with the op, it's difficult to clear. True Rippers realize there's nobody towards A link or C, so they try to go in towards Gox, hoping to pick up the fight, but there's already a counter flank in the works from Aduka. And now it's up to Disrupt to somehow hold this back. He does it! Nice spray transfer onto them. Marzel also gets a double of his own, but Doxer is just playing perfectly. Double kills all over the place, and when the dust settles, it's Aster Army who stand tall.
Match point.
I thought the retake just happened over there, but it did not. The players just got took down one by one. Disrupt at 3. And then 2 players from Aster. Marzel gets a couple before dying, and then the remaining 2 players, Disrupt and Techno, just line up.
Yeah, it's not 1 by
They
1,
just
it's 2
line
by
up.
2. Everybody getting double
my
kills all over the place. Even Disrupt gets one, and then Marzel and both Doxer answer with a 2-piece of their own. Sheesh. This game can get really chaotic at times.
And now the recon won't connect though.
Cover going
And they
out.
say the 3 stack towards this A side. Kaizen, does he disrespect the smoke? Because there is a fault line already. The flash is good. But now Kaizen cannot be a part of this round because Kohli has already taken him down. The paranoia to stop down the A-shot players. And the hit has been isolated. True Rippers have lost a player. And they do not look up for Kohli. Aster, I think they've done it. I think they just might push us to the map of Ascent.
Yeah, and with Wimp dead once again, somebody from True Rippers has to mark this flank at all times. Last time it was Techno who was trapped in this awkward place. This time it's Aryu who takes up the responsibility. But if they can somehow kill Marzel and highway their way towards the seaside, there might just be some hope. They have to be
The main
very
question.
precarious, very careful in clearing this one.
the problem here is because Marzel is all here, though the Aster players can just stack up a side. And all the recyclable utilities are back up.
30
The
seconds
fault line
left.
is there. They are trying to clear a shot, but do they clear Kohli or does he get another one? Please don't let him get another one. Finally, he gets revealed. Has been put on the angle. There is a smoke available, but Aduka gets one. Techno
Defenders.
is able to answer back, but the remaining players won't be. An Aster army, they win this map of Haven. They continue the series and still have a say in the series.
True Rippers almost had the ability to close this one out. They even found the lead in the overtime. But Aster Army keep on kicking, keep on clawing their way back. These last few rounds, especially in these overtimes, they were superb on retakes. On defense side, it's nearly impossible to beat Aster Army down because the rotations were arriving from them really quickly, and everybody's just there to fight fire with fire. And when so many guns are trained at you, there's really not much that True Rippers can do. We'll break down this game with more details after this short break.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in.
Feeling under pressure. Pressure.
This game is gonna be one spectacular match. Welcome back our lovely YouTube audience to NODWIN Valorant Challenges South Asia. You guys are watching Aster Army versus True Rippers. True Rippers played really well on Split. They even picked up a Gecko and they send out a loud and strong message to Aster Army telling them, hey, this is how you play a Gecko on Split. On Haven, on the other hand, we had so many overtimes. I lost count of the scoreline at one point. And now we bring it all back on Ascent. This could be anyone's series.
Oh man, this really could be. Let's see how does this map of Ascent go. Agent selects is what I'm interested to see. Do we see any experiments, or as Grips pointed out, a usual double initiator composition with every sort of agent being played by the players. I do see a Jet for Kaizen on his monitor there. No surprises there. I mean, we expected him to be on that agent. We might see a Duka with a Jet for himself too. So there are really no surprises in terms of the agent that will be picked out by Kaizen and Aduka. But the team around them, Marcel, does he still stay with the Sentinel role? Do we still see Kohli on either the Omen or whatever smoke agent they want to put him on? Do we see Dogzer this time around with a breach, with a SOA? Those are the questions I want to be answered. Let's see. It is going to be interesting to see what agents these players are going to pick in. There is a little bit of a chat going on between Kohli and Dogs, are probably deciding where to hit, how to hit it out. And here we do have the agent select. Techno with the SOA. Kohli this time around. Alright, so the roles have been swapped up a little bit. Kohli going in with this initiator role. Dogzer will play the Omen Disrupt with the KO. Kishi with the KO. Marzil, that's an interesting pick. He goes in with a Cypher, and Ryu with a Fade. What? A triple initiator composition where you have Kaizen playing the Jet. Now that is really interesting. How does everything fit into the picture now? 3 initiators. Alright, so this means the site executes are going to be super difficult for the players of team Aster Army to deal with, because there will be so much utility being dumped in. Information should not be a problem for Team True Rippers at all, because that they are playing 3 initiators and all of them reveal all these different players. And on the other hand, Kishi and Kohli, I mean, that is a very simple setup that has been thrown in. Instead of the Killjoy, you have Marzil on the Cypher. I did not like the way he played that Cypher on the map of Split. This time around, let's see if he does something different. The B side is going to be something very difficult for the players of Team True Rippers to deal with. But now when you have to dodge a suppression, you have to take into consideration the prowlers that will be thrown in. You also have to consider the owl drone that can break your tripwire. Marzil is going to have a very hard time in this game. Players around him though, his teammates around him, are the ones to be questioned, are the ones to be supported. And Marzil will be, I think, just playing those trips for information, because he cannot make plays out of them. I do not expect any of the player of Team True Rippers to trip into a wire and be spammed through a smoke. That shouldn't happen because of all the utility they have. But the question is, how will they manage their defensive half with these 3 initiators? I mean, Ascent as a map has 4 different choke points you need to hold. And with 5 players, if there is a rush coming in and you decide to divide numbers equally, and if there is a push coming in from one of the extremities, how do you deal with this? All of these questions and more to be found in this map of Ascent. And let's see how do these teams want to play it out. True Rippers starting out on the attacking half. Looks like this will be a fast A hit, where Wimp will throw the smokes and then be responsible for the flanks. And you only have a single player A short defending A. So that's about it. And let's see Kohli, how does he want to play this one out? Wimp is able to get one, also gives information about the remaining players. He knows that there are 2 more players heading either towards A short or towards mid. Techno gets that information, chucks in the recon dart. Has that option, but Wimp got Kishi. The flash gets turned, but he does not win the duel. It is Kishi who wins out the duel instead. And even till now, True Rippers did not enter into the site. Finally they do, but there are no smokes available. Kaizen revealed and dead. The player out game is not able to do much about it, as Aduka with the friends is also able to find Ryu. It boils down to a 2v4, but at least they've gotten into the site. Is there a flash available? For Disrupt? No, there isn't. They are waiting for flash before their way, which moves as Aduka gets one more. It all falls down to Techno, who gets one. But then Kishi eventually trades it out. A good round coming in for Team Aster Army. And 1-0 is where they lead. They will be able to buy up in the next round, and should have a fairly easier time this time around to defend against the players of True Rippers. But my question is, I mean, we did see Wimp managing to get that frag B main. He also spotted 2 different players out B main. And then, even then, True Rippers are not quick enough to take that A side. You spotted 3 players. At max, there will be 2 players on side. You get in, you trade the 2 players on side if they are present. Although that does not happen, they slow up, they try to find frags, they try to find picks, and everything just falls apart for True Rippers. Wimp falls, no smokes. RU falls, trying to enter into the side. Disrupt and Kaizen get nothing at all. So essentially, everything just went down the dumpster for Team True Rippers in that round. And Aster, I mean, they should be happy. Super easily are able to get that first round for themselves. And we will be hit with a break, a small little technical pause. I hope all the difficulties get sorted as soon as possible. But yeah, Aster Army, they are looking strong. The pistol round was great. Although we are yet to see this weird composition work out for the players of True Rippers. I did see the initial thought, I did see the initial utility being used to clear everything so that they're not surprised in terms of positions. When you won't have smokes available for you to enter the side, you really need individual heroics or some sort of a split to help you get into a side and then maybe get the round for yourself.
Well, finally, our old friend technical timeout. He doesn't overstay his future, so he can get back into the action. Sheesh. I'm pumped up. I'm on edge because of this game, and I'm pretty sure the True Rippers are feeling the same thing.
Let's see though. Kaizen this time around has a shorty, and I mean, there is not much he can do, right? It is sort of a bonus round. You are playing with just some pistols upgraded. Not even some. It is just a single shorty upgrade for Kaizen. 150 put in to maybe get a jump on a player and then try to snowball the round from there. Although Aster is really respecting this play out. It is only Marzel inside who has a one-way available and will make short work. He gets one, spams for the second, and then the backup rise to Kishi. Gets another frag, and this should be it. This should be the shutdown. True Rippers are not able to get out of the choke point. They get stuck. They get picked out one by one. And that should be it. True Rippers, they will be able to
One enemy
get
remaining.
one. Get the second maybe. Yep, but that's about it. Aster get themselves their second.
No
I'm surprised they stayed alive over there for so long. And Disrupt and Techno were like surviving on 5 and 7 HP respectively. So yeah, it does become a bit funny, especially when Aster Army are able to mow down True Rippers like this. We've already mentioned it before, and I don't mind saying it again, that Aster Army are really good with their rotations and their ability to shut down True Rippers' momentum, especially when they go for these really fast-paced executes. I mean, I can understand that True Rippers want to just get that round out of the way since it's just an eco and they were supposed to lose anyway, but now that the 4-buy is here, I'm assuming True Rippers will drop the pace considerably and try to spread out a lot using their defaults. The star that was placed by Wimp towards A main has been taken back, which again I have to point out, Wimp can be phenomenal with these controller and sentinel roles, and given the way he played Viper, it was quite spectacular. Hold on though, Marzel wasn't cleared out by the drone, but he still falls back because he doesn't want to take a risk. Speaking of risk, Goalie takes plenty of it, and he's punished perfectly by RU.
Marzel though is trying to just somehow find the refrag, and he does. He just gets the RNG into the face and is able to find that frag. And now, although True Rippers, they do have the side, but Whip re-flanking Marzel is something Marzel would not expect. And he's already gone silent. The main thing is, True Rippers have a lot of control all around the map. They have a player market, they have a player main, they have 2 players inside. And Marzel, as soon as the smoke goes, he's a dead man. There we go. He is a dead man, and there will be a smoke CT. So the retake is not going to be easy at all. The molly misses though. Disrupt still will be checked, although he gets the frag instead. Dobzer trades him out. It is a 2v3 retake. 2 players still stuck inside. So one way from Aduka to help him to get the retake done, but Techno playing an off angle, not checked. Dobzer, best you can expect for our exits now. Because the round is already True Rippers.
Well, they keep it clean.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been much cleaner. They could have survived with a lot more guns in their hands, but at least True Rippers don't lose the buy round. Yes, it will make their economy slightly more vulnerable. They won't have too many weapons to boot in this particular round, but then again, Aster Army was supposed to bring out the big guns regardless. And they have 2 big guns. They sacrifice on the full shields, go for halves all across the board, but they placed an AWP in the hands of Atuka and an Odin in the hands of Kohli. And this should shut down B and mid quite well. True Rippers gotta try their luck towards either catwalk or A main. Maybe even both, if they can somehow pull it off. Aduga suppressed, unable to dash, but he still goes for the wider angle. I really appreciate the cojones in this man. He almost gets tagged. He actually does get tagged, and just as he gets his dash back, he goes back to safety.
It was a calculated risk, I'd say. He maybe knew the timing of the suppression, knew that he will still have enough time to maybe take a shot and then fall back. So True Rippers, they have cleared out every choke point perfectly. They have a player sitting out A main, so they know relatively A main is also clear. And this A split is now coming, but this knife is huge. Gets both the players out A main suppressed, so no more smokes. Aduka finds one. Kishi with a perfect underhand flash is able to trade out Kishi. I'm sorry, Ayu.
Spike down.
Aduka also with that operator gets another frag. Wimp out. Oh, what?
You want to fight?
That's a dirty shot to find.
Recovering it.
And suddenly Wimp makes it
Spike planted.
competitive.
One
Are you
enemy
not
remaining.
expecting this player? But Kohli shocked after he'll be able to get one. The camera gets
enemy
checked.
remaining.
Wimp still wins the duel. And now in a 1v1. Kohli has that Odin available, so he cannot take the instant peek. And his bluff is also being called out. The Odin though will wide swing. And Kohli manages to find the frag, and Aster managed to find the third.
You know, I'm surprised that True Rippers are able to get the plant down in the first place, because Aster Army shut them down quite well just on the approach in. And then I feel so bad for him. He's like double tagged, you know, tagged by the drone as well as the camera. Marzel just put it up cheekily and said, smile. And Wim does have a pretty charming smile, but unfortunately charm doesn't win you game.
One enemy
Does win
remaining.
you a couple of rounds though. True Rippers keep it competitive. With the op taken away from the hands of Aduka, they will be dropping down in their money once again to get it back up online. They have to reinvest. And they should keep Aster Army's economy humble, but then again, economy was never really the problem for this team. It was always the momentum, and so far Aster Army have plenty of it.
It is a fast piece towards this A side, and there is a trip too, so it needs to be cleared out. The reveal though is great, but still the spam from Aster is even better. Disrupt gets one. There is no heaven smoke available as Wimp has already fallen down. Aduka abuses that particular fact. And True Rippers once again find themselves in a 4v2 retake. Not even a retake, because the bomb never went down.
Yeah, and True Rippers always in these eco rounds just try to make it quick. In the second round, we saw a fast run down to its B main. This time it's to its A main. This triple initiator composition from True Rippers does get them quite a lot of information, but when you're lacking firepower, what will that information amount to? Pretty much nothing. And Disrupt is just waiting.
Yeah,
He's just waiting for his death. He's waiting for the sweet release of his mortality. Aster Army, they gathered up the round. They scoop it up.
We're not done yet.
4-round lead, and now that they keep most of their guns alive as well, their economy will also start to swell.
I cannot understand why these fast hits are not being attempted on this attacking round. You have Aduka playing that operator who should be pestered by all the initiator utility you have. And then the site can be cleared with a recon and maybe a fade eye. Or you also have the 0 point available from Disrupt. So why haven't we seen a complete site execute coming in from Team 2 Rippers? This time around I think they are trying it. They also have the null command available, but Aduka is still able to find the frag through the smoke. There is some spam being attempted. The flash up top is brilliant too. Aster Army, somehow they are finding these frags, or the True Rippers finally get into the side. Dumped up with a lot of utility on themselves. The Hunters need to release a little bit of a pressure, but does not even find a tag.
And now Marzel takes down the hack. They realize that not a single person is available to a team main. So, Aster Army just have to flood into the site. The Nightfall keeps True Rippers alive for just a little bit, buying them some space, but with the paranoia being thrown inside, Kishi is just getting every single frag. Disrupt to come as a savior, but this Messiah has very little HP left, and he almost got the spray transfer. The Doxer survives the encounter, keeps Aster Army in this game. But True Rippers take way too much damage on just the in-swing. They lost a whole player and so much of their HP just trying to get into the site itself. The spams from Aster Army, they act like a hailstorm of bullets, and somehow True Rippers have to navigate their way through all of that.
They're not hitting the timing. Look at this. Aduka is positioned out of the smoke. And there is a God Flash available that can be thrown in from Disrupt to just deny any peaks like this. I mean, he almost came in clutch, almost clutched the round, but that is something you should not depend upon. That is something that can help you win rounds maybe once in a blue moon, not every time. And they are not using the utility they have in their hands. Again, this time around they try peak. My god, it is a bloodbath and Aduka is loving it. Him not being pushed, him constantly being challenged. It is something that somehow Team True Rippers are not able to deal with.
Bring them down.
At least he's fired away the op shot, so now they know exactly where he is. Aduka has been playing with the op towards B quite often, but every now and then he changes his position, so that's what True Rippers were trying to find out.
Enemy remaining.
But this time, Aduka isn't really the problem, it's Kishi. He's just going so bravely ahead. That was definitely a move fearlessly moment from Kishi. Farming up the frags, he's got his null command available once more.
The first shot was just insane how he hits Ayu there. And then the jump onto Wimp, I mean, you just start a sheriff Wimp, it's not your fault. True Rippers, finally they call a timeout. I'd say a little bit too late. Aster have already been able to get 6, and depending on the composition they have, I'd say attack should have been their stronger suit. And they've only been able to get 1 round on attack. So till now, it seems like Aster Army have everything under control. But this is exactly what we thought on the map of Haven when True Rippers were leading 4-0. It is a bigger scoreline this time around, but the timeout has been called, and let's see the adjustment coming in from True Rippers.
And I don't know what this tactical timeout will solve for them, honestly. True Rippers are getting shut down on A main and B main, regardless of how much utility they use. And we've kind of ruled out the possibility of fast executes being viable now, haven't we? True Rippers did try to turn up the pace every now and then. It doesn't really help them. But with this triple initiator composition, they really ideally should be aiming for a slow game where they manage to draw Aster Army's rotation out. And with 3 agents to gather information, even if they play a slow game and they try to figure out Aster Army's positions one by one, somehow isolating them is still a problem. So it's not like all this information is going to help True Rippers as long as they can't get
Revealing area.
Now, that's just theory. In practice, Aster Army just always win the frag fights. They just brawl it out. And how do you counter that now? Unless your flashes from Disrupt are picture perfect. Impossible to stop that. Prowler's pushing back, but this man is brave. He's trying to spam through the smoke, even lining up the shock darts, and once again, True Rippers take way too much damage just on the swing inside, and Aduka has him in control entirely. He might even be able to stop Disrupt, and that's exactly what happens. This guy is a menace. Somehow Kazan gets into the site, but that's when Kohli dives in with the shorty and then a phantom spray to kill Aryu as well. My goodness, True Rippers have tied everything so far, and Aster Army just simply not showing any signs of backing down.
All the timings of these executes are off. They are not off by milliseconds, they're off by multiple seconds. I mean, whenever you are executing into the side, your jet should be supported in terms of util. There is no flash. There is an operator posted up A main of which you have no knowledge about. And then Disrupt is just trying to run that operator down and hoping to get that headshot so that his team can get inside the side. Whereas Kishi, as soon as he hears everything, just chucks both the flashes he had. And none of the players could do anything about it because they were stuck. They were completely blind.
I mean, the thing is, even if True Rippers are able to get their execute down to perfection, assuming Kazan moves in, doesn't get shot down, assuming Disrupt's flashes land, what are they gonna do if they just dive out of the smokes? They're disrespecting Wimp's utility so often. Like, look at this. Wimp places the smoke. Does Aduka care? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He goes in for the repeat once again and finally gets punished. It's about time True Rippers start taking care of these overextensions. But now Kazan doesn't have a gun. I mean, his weapon, his Blade Storm suppressed. And he's getting pushed down.
He had some support from Tech. No, but no more. Again, look at the perfect flash. Kohli just peeks on the back of it and gets the first blood. And revenge is the first blood, I'd say. They are heading towards this A-sided, but now they will be pampered by Kohli.
Spike down.
If not Kohli, it's Kishi who's getting the frag. Then the Hunter's Fury from behind.
Enemy remaining.
Everything seems to go in the direction of Aster Army. Even these RNG shots, Dogzer is just hitting those headshots. Oh my god, what a round. What a round from Team Aster Army. Even though they lose Reduka in the first place, they are able to trade it out. Perfect usage of null command from Kishi. And then the Hunter's Fury to make sure that the players they shot are not able to get inside on time. I mean, yeah, Disrep gets that frag onto Kishi, but it comes to no avail. Because Dogzer is also present and he cleans up shop. Gets both the players down and Aster Army are able to put that 8th one on the board. It seems like Aster is just running away with the game. And if they lose another one here, 2 Rippers, they'll be forced to an eco. And that should be the perfect moment to call another timeout. Maybe the last timeout of the game should be called in this half instead from 2 Rippers.
Oh my god. Nice swing by Wimp, finally taking matters into his own hands and killing Aduka. I'm gonna be honest, Wimp was, by a massive margin, the last player alive in a lot of these rounds, and now that he survives the first encounter, it's quite a good thing for True Rippers, but they lose the trades once again. Cody, unaffected, unrelenting.
What?
Oh my god, finally Kaizen able to bunny hop his way across, and he doubles up on 8 HP, delivers another deathly blow to Doxer, and this could finally be a round that goes in the favor of True Rippers.
The off angle from Wimp also works out perfectly. Somehow Kaizen does not get taken down because of the Rodin spray, and he goes on to check the backside too. He goes on to take down Doxer's head, and True Rippers, a must-win round is in their favor, and somehow,
BYB
as
fam.
for some
Going to
reason, I
Aster.
mean, it is a round where Aduka overcommitted a little bit and gave away the first frag. The previous time around, they were able to work around it. This time, no ultimates available, so they fall down. But I don't think so there was any need to call for a timeout, because this will even give True Rippers coach to have a talk with his boys.
Speaking of True Rippers and their momentum, Kaizen, up until now, had only 1 frag to his name. Now, this is the dangerous man, but if you are able to keep him suppressed, if you're able to keep him cornered, True Rippers lose a major chunk of their execution power. Only with this triple kill in this particular round, he's able to bag up 4 frags to his name, but that isn't enough. It might just be too little too late. Now, there's still hope for an 8-4 half from True Rippers. Does that really solve your problems? Not entirely. Given the way that True Rippers are facing defeat in every other round, it becomes a point of concern if your firepower is missing. Even though you have a composition which inherently allows you to gather a lot of information, what's the point if you can't take action on the back of that information? And this is just in the attacking half. In second half, the lack of a sentinel might just create a whole new set of problems which we can't even see coming for now.
There is a Odin setup towards this B side, and it is Kohli all alone, so this could be really harmful if Team Aster do not defend it in time. But I think they will. Marzel is there from CT to help his teammate out. They are trying to bait out the recon from Kohli and maybe then try and execute into the side. Aryu has the Nightfall ready, but what is the plan on the back of it? Do they re-explore mid? I'd like to see some util being used rather than players trying to drive peak, because there is still an operator in the mix by Aduka.
Man, that's exactly what you need to be careful about now, don't you? Suppressed. Position detected. Yeah, he's been pushed back. At least this allows True Rippers to get inside. Oh, and they're using quite a lot of ultimates for this one. The Nightfall as well as the Null Command all thrown in. Marzel gets taken down by Techno. That's nice. And this was a callback smoke, so he was kind of tempted to peek that one as well. But Kohli with the Odin alive towards backside. Aduka picking up Disrupt. No more Null Command available, but at least True Rippers get into the site. This 3v3 is precarious, but maybe Techno can be the saving grace. Nah, he pulls it out. He thought that he was about to get shot down, and he was anticipating correctly. He even plucks off Aduka from the middle of the air And are you finally stepping up once more? True Rippers have some signs of life after all.
Last round in the half.
They're not out. They're not out yet, and they have been able to. They have been able to hold into this site. And for a second, I thought that there'll be a double operator because I saw an operator with Aduka and Marzil. But hey, Marzil goes back to the Vandal. But once again, touching on the point where Marzil plays the role of a sentinel and is not impactful at all.
Yes,
I see it again. Split, Cypher, Marzil very weak. Ascent, Cypher, Marzil still looks very weak. In the previous game though, he had quite a bit of an impact. For this time around, I think Cypher is not his cup of tea.
Perhaps. I don't think this is the right time to talk about comfort and everything else. This is way too chaotic of a game to find comfort in, honestly. At least he knows the one ways and the trips and everything, so it's not that big of a problem. Kazin extending into the site by himself is definitely a problem, especially when the rest of the team can't follow up on the back of that smoke, holding them back. Only with a triple. That's amazing, but finally Wimp answers back as well. He comes in a little bit late and he kills everybody from Aster who was trying to extend out mid.
One enemy remaining.
So he alleviates the pressure on the back lines, and with Disrupt continuing to barrage inside, the B side is theirs. Down to a 1v1. Now it's up to Marzil to really bring it back, and he's already tagged his opponent. Knows where Disrupt is. This is way too much tension. Both these players refusing to budge, both of them refusing to reveal their positions, and as the timer ticks down, Marzil forced to make a move! And he makes all the powerful ones.
Ooh, perfectly dodging the knife first, and then he knew the player was backside because of the early ping he got because of the camera. And Aster, 8-4 could have been great for True Rippers to work with, but 9-3 now will make you too dependent on the pistol round. If you lose the pistol, there is no coming back. 11-3, your chances are almost next to 0. But if you win the pistol, that's where the comeback can still very much happen.
Yeah, and so far the storyline of the comeback leans heavily in the favor of Aster. So let's see if they can close out this series, or we will see yet another nail-biting game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second half very shortly.
Hit for my wins, I need my head. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you want to get.
The all-new Omen 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The Omen 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wins, I need my head. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Omen Valorant Challenges South Asia. Driven by Hyundai and our starting partners Philips one players. Aster Army lost map 1, had a very tough game on Haven, and now have taken the lead. Talk about a Cinderella story, they have made the perfect dream run. Now they just need to finish it strongly.
Shutting them down.
they are.
Headshot. Careful. No charge block.
Last player standing.
Jesus, what is this? Yeah, but he's taking his sweet time. I doubt if True Rippers are aware about this push from Wally all the way to NZ. You know what? Since they're so far away, he will get plenty of time to reposition as well.
30
Now,
seconds
there's
left.
only one thing that Aster Army need to do. Somehow isolate these 1v1s. If True Rippers offer him 1v1s, they are done for. But you know what? Wali's proactive. He's gonna go for these fights. And he pops off guys in. But the round isn't done yet. That was the low HP player.
Revealing area.
Ryu still has all his health points remaining. That's quite nice recon art. It doesn't reveal Ryu yet because he's aware about this one. And now it finally does. And the Haunt doesn't reveal Kohli back in return. So Ryu just has to make a guessing game.
my God,
and
Kohli.
plucks off the 1v2 clutch.
Thank you.
This is exactly what Aster Army needed to
bow and arrow is
strongly finish
old-fashioned,
Ascent.
but
This
sometimes
might just help them drive the win all the way home.
My God, such a crucial round for True Rippers where they find that advantage
Headshot.
but are not able to convert. I like to give it to Aduka Warrior who was able to get that second. But man, truly, the presence of mind from the guy first taps the spike on the B side, confuses both the players of Team True Rippers, makes a run towards A, plants it, gets back up A heaven, makes it a 1v1, and what a round, what a conversion from Kohli. No upgradation of pistols by the players of True Rippers. They want to give the 11th one to Aster Army and play for the final 2 rounds.
True Rippers really have their backs against the wall now. Running out of options, they go for a gamble stack on the A side. And while Aster Army don't have as many initiators as True Rippers do, the early utility placement from Kishi and Kohli, both the recon and the 0 point, will somewhat tell them that they should avoid A. Although nobody really gets revealed as such, and not all the plans of True Rippers are revealed, they still have a sixth sense. They're only sending the duelist and the initiator up ahead. It's only Aduka and Kishi to lead the charge. The spike still hasn't been revealed. Oh, but this trap burning alive and he can't even get out. That's what Aster Army were looking for.
Aduka was flashed and even still he is able to get that frag.
30 seconds left.
Unlucky. This is what happens when the game is not going in your favor. Even a flash player will be able to frag you off entirely, and Aduka with just a single burst is able to take 3. Dogzer will be able to take care of Techno. Yeah, that's the round. I mean, Kaizen does not even get 1 as Aduka. He will charge his Blade Storm in the round 2. So no investment as such required by Aster Army in this round, as all of the players have weapon and Aduka can play the Blade Storm.
Dangerously close to victory. True Rippers, if they are to win this game, they will have to mount a comeback of epic proportions. Proportions that no one's ever heard of, no one's ever probably dreamed of. Aster Army, with just their bonus weapons, look to convert this and get to map point. Although the odds do favor True Rippers in terms of weaponry, Aster Army still have some heroics left in them. Quite a vanilla execute. Okay, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect him to run it down, and Aduka's already deep inside. He's reached hell, and with everyone getting revealed with the recon darts, it's an easy frag for him.
Wow.
Only shock darts disrupted death. Now that is shocking. Not as shocking as Marzel's flank, but at least Wimp is able to survive that encounter. There's still some hope in this one.
Wimp did find the correct timing. I'm sorry, Marcel did find the correct time, but is not able to convert it. And now Aduka. He is being Odin spammed. The shock dart won't even land. The Prowler won't even connect, but the Blade Storm will. Aduka on the final blade hits the headshot, and that's the save call. My God, Aster. They are on the verge of reverse sweeping the side of True Rippers. After a very huge loss of 13-5. And then a super close
player
close.
standing.
OT game win for Team Aster Army. They are on the verge of giving True Rippers a taste of their own medicine and even a better one this time around.
No way.
The weapon is also not safe because Kohli will spam him out.
Match
That's
point.
the 12th. No money left and True Rippers is in despair.
I don't think despair cuts it. I don't think that describes the misery that True Rippers are in now. Oh my god. What a sense of helplessness, powerlessness, and a complete reverse sweep from Aster Army. I don't think I signed up to see this today. I don't think anyone did, for that matter. Aster Army found quite a lot of success on A previously and now look to repeat it, but this time Kazan with the judge will answer back. He will keep the hope alive. Even Wimp is playing in hell, which means he won't get revealed by the recon. Marzel though, this time manages to sneak inside and there's nobody marking tree. If he can get to heaven or somehow get a kill onto Aryu, it will be game over. But he kills Kazan instead. Oh, that's worse.
And then the Hunter's Fury to take care of him. Aryu though is able to get a frag onto Marcel, but Kohli with the Hunter, that's not a gun, my man. That's an ultimate you just used to trade your own teammate. And suddenly the numbers advantage that True Rippers had vanishes into thin air. It is a 3v2 now. Disrupt has the complete belt of util and so does Techno. Let's see how they use it. Two players suppressed, Kishi's position known. Even the player on Gen got completely revealed. But Kishi, does he land the shots? Kohli to flush off of it of that angle, but still gets one. And then Kohli comes in from A3. Aster Army, against all odds, against the negativity that they received in game number 1. They bounce back and they reverse sweep Team True Rippers and get themselves their second win.
I think I'm starting to notice a pattern with Aster Army. Every time they lose split with a devastating scoreline, they're able to win the series. It's weird that it happened 2 times now, but it's an astounding statement that Aster Army are making over here. This is a very, very good win. A very dominant one. I don't think True Rippers expected this one. And yes, they did overcook a little with the triple initiator, but I don't think it's the Asian composition that's to blame. It's the resilience of Aster Army. The simple ability to say no and deny map control to their opponents. That is just absolutely paramount in this one. What a heroic comeback. We'll break this down with further detail on the other side of this break.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only family, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only family, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his